Welcome to Pop Cult, where we talk reality TV, celebrity chaos, and pop culture throwbacks. Hi everybody, welcome back to Pop Cult Reality Reality.
Do you want to start over, or are you going to leave it in like you like to leave in my mistakes?
I'm going to leave it in. Reality Digest edition, where we are going to talk reality TV, celebrity chaos, and on our Thursday episodes, we will talk some pop culture throwbacks during the Fame Files. I am Avery.
And I'm Julia.
And we're your hosts. We post 2 episodes every week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And today we are doing our 4th Reality Digest. We are a month in.
Wow.
And I am thoroughly enjoying myself.
I am too. I honestly, like you said 4, and I was like, that's like nothing. I thought we had done so many more, to be totally honest.
I know, it seems like we have because we've recorded a lot of our Fame Files episodes previously because it's difficult for us both with full-time jobs to find time to record 2 episodes the week of. But I am having so much fun on our social medias, posting things. And I feel like we should talk about the wins we had this week on social media because both of us were kind of like, it's funny because both of us are kind of like, I feel like the social media aspect of it is like we were kind of dreading. Like, I just wish that we didn't have to do that part of it, but it just kind of is like the way of the world now. And I feel like
it stresses me out so much because I want to post stuff that like people like and they're not like, ew, what is that? Like, that's so gross and cringy. And so I get like nervous.
I know, and we're just freaky about putting our faces on the internet for everyone to see. So
I know.
It's really just like a bunch of colored things of clips of us talking, which I don't hate because honestly, like, the point of us doing this is not because like we want to be like in the public eye. Like, that's not really the intention here.
No. You know what? You know what was so funny is I went to see Doshi yesterday, and I was just, like, sitting in the crowd in my little seat, and I was like, nobody knows I have a reality TV podcast. And I was like, why am I having that thought? Like, do I want people to know? And I was like, no, I don't want people to know, but it's just crazy to think about.
I think that's why the two of us love shows like Morbid so much because they truly, like, are just there to give us the content, and it's not, like, about them, you know? It's like, I mean, we love Alex Cooper and Call Her Daddy too, but, like, she's very much like a public figure and is the face of that podcast, and it does sort of, I don't know, like, we don't want our lives to be put on display. We literally have 30 followers. Like, I should probably calm down. But
hey, we have 30. Are we related to most of them? The world will never know.
Perhaps. I mean,
that's none of your business.
Your guess is as good as mine at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who my relatives are.
But yeah, I mean, it's funny. I feel like this week I've been thinking a lot, like, I want to put it on my personal socials, but it's also like kind of embarrassing. I feel like for some reason the idea of starting a podcast has become like kind of cringy, but like, I mean, do I really care?
No, that's fair.
You know?
No, who cares? Who cares?
So, but speaking of our social medias, we had 2 very exciting, we'll say celebrity interactions.
Celebrity? They're my celebrities.
More, right. Reality TV celebs, I guess we could say. I posted on our story, I reposted the trailer of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 3. Hulu released it the other day, and I posted it just saying how excited I was. And Jessie looked just so good. She was wearing this like full leather outfit. She was just eating it up. Like, she looked so good, and I just know that she's gonna come out swinging this year because she's, like, probably my favorite. I really like Jessie.
Well, I'm excited for her specifically because I feel like we don't get to see much of her life other than, like, her hair, like, the stuff that she does with hair. So I'm excited to see more, like, the family aspect and that side because it will be a very big topic this season with her alleged cheating scandal, something that involves her. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on. That storyline was very confusing to me because I did not watch their crossover, so I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Me too.
And for her to have a larger role, because I just feel like it's always concentrated on Taylor or Whitney, and I just feel like the other girls don't get as much of a storyline.
Exactly. No, I agree. And I think Jessie is like so She's so interesting in the sense that it took me a really long time to realize this. She is like extremely wealthy on her own accord, like from her own business.
She was very well known prior to being more.
That's so funny because I feel like they really did, and maybe she was like, I don't need the publicity on it, but I feel like that they really did her a disservice in the first season. They highlighted her hair business, but they didn't like, it's like an empire. Like, it is a big deal. And yeah, I think it also just goes to show that, in my opinion, I mean, we'll get into more of this because Secret Lives of Mormon Wives airs in a few weeks, but
yeah,
it goes to show that that's the exact reason, at least from my perspective, that Demi was so like hateful towards her, because
she's just a jealous bitch.
Is successful. Like, why on earth would that many people be going to Jessie for hair, and she has like this extremely successful hair business and then Demi is saying that she's like not good at hair. So, but all that to say, she liked the story that I posted about it, and I was like freaking out because I mean, of course I know that I'm tagging these people. Well, so that was the first one. And then on Thursday night, I couldn't sleep because my stomach was really hurting really bad. And so I was up until all I said was my stomach was hurting. And so I was up until like 3 a.m. because I just couldn't go to sleep because my stomach hurt so bad. And I was playing on my phone and I see a notification pop in from Instagram that none other than Real Housewife of Salt Lake City, Brittany Bateman, liked and commented on one of our Instagram reels about her.
And it was not nice, which is what's so funny. I mean, it wasn't like mean, but we weren't like, go Brittany.
Right. Like, I wouldn't say that we made the nicest of comments about her. Maybe she just and here's the thing. It's all in good fun. Like, we don't like, we're not actually like,
also, in my like heart, in my heart and soul, I do think Brittany puts on a show for the cameras that she is stupid.
I agree.
And I think she's way more intelligent than anyone has any idea.
I mean, she's a real estate agent, so
she has to be making money somewhere. Yeah, she has to have some idea of what's going on.
Right. No, I totally agree. It was just so crazy. Like, she liked it, and then she commented 3 crying, laughing emojis underneath.
And I'm like, oh my god, we're famous.
I was like freaking.
This reel has like 2 likes, and she's one of them. Are you kidding?
Literally. Also, why do we get so many views on our on our reels but no likes?
No likes, but all views.
I need to ask ChatGPT what the algorithm is doing, like why that's the case, because I don't understand it. But yeah, it was so exciting. Like, I think it really, at least for me, it gave me a jolt to keep going. Like, okay, it's funny also to think about the fact that like they are watching. Like, that's how you know. Like, these people, yes, they seem like their lives would be too busy to be on social media worrying about these things, but like, no, they're on social media. They're looking through their tags. So
everyone's
I guess we need to maybe watch our mouths.
Yeah, we need to pull it together.
Yeah. But I also, speaking of like some behind the scenes tea, I went to a podcast show on Wednesday. It was the podcast Not Skinny But Not Fat. It's hosted by Amanda Hirsch, who lives in New York, and she did like basically a one night only live show. And I honestly had no idea what to expect. Like, I didn't know if she was going to be like recording a podcast episode. I didn't know really I didn't know if it was going to be like skits. Like, I had no clue. But it was basically just her like on stage. She had like made a PowerPoint, and she was like kind of just going through different stages of her career and like funny things that have happened to her. And she was hilarious in and of herself. But she did spill some tea that I kind of want to spill here because I thought it was really funny. The first thing, so she went through a few of like the podcast guests that she's had. The first one that she talked about was she recently did an episode with Hilaria Baldwin from Dancing with the Stars.
I'm so sick of hearing about her.
Right. And so Amanda had not necessarily been like the nicest about her on the podcast prior to having her on the show.
And then had her
as a guest. And Amanda said, I had to tell her that I've said some maybe critical things about her because I didn't want her to, she said, I assumed she knew. Like, I assumed she maybe had listened, and like, that's why. I think probably Hilaria's team reached out to Amanda and asked to have her on.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure, but like, I don't necessarily know that Amanda would have reached out to have Hilaria on. Nonetheless, she had her on and, like, basically exposed herself. Like, I've maybe said some things poking fun at you a little bit. But Amanda was like, I love Spanish too. I also love to speak Spanish. And, like, I don't think that anyone should be making fun of you for speaking Spanish, which is just a hilarious thing to say to her because it went in one ear and out the other. But then after the podcast, Amanda posted a picture or a story or something promoting that episode. And she somewhere, either in the caption or whatever, said something along the lines of, guys, be nice to her. Can't a girl just love Spanish? What's wrong with just loving Spanish? And Hilaria responded. I guess it was the story because Hilaria swiped up and responded to it and was like, but would you say that about English? Basically saying, you're poking fun at me for Spanish, but you would never say what you're saying about Spanish about English. And Amanda was like, you guys, I was really trying, but no, she is crazy. She is actually crazy.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me how crazy she is.
It's just like she does not understand the bit that she's so unknowingly performing. This second thing that she talked about was, I think this was several years ago, she had on Real Housewife of New York, Countess Luann.
Is she like what's with the Countess? I don't know that.
I don't really know. We need your mom to follow up with us and let us know why.
Amy.
But she said that she had on Countess Luann and that she showed up 45 minutes late to film the episode. And she was like, when she showed up, we said to her, like, you're 45 minutes late. And she basically said, you should just be happy I showed up in the first place. And then, Amanda was like, she showed up so drunk. She said she reeked of alcohol. She was like chain smoking and she showed up with a man who she had met at a club the night before.
Is this like normal behavior? Like, or is this surprising?
I mean, I assume it would be relatively surprising if you know that you have a podcast.
I just didn't know how she acted on the Housewives show.
Yeah, I don't really either because I haven't watched New York. So we'll have to ask your mom about that.
Yeah.
The other thing was she brought out Jared Breath.
Hey, you were speaking so fast and it was a little later at night and I don't know who the hell this man is. So I was pulling out of my ass what his last name was.
I asked Julia, I called her after I got out to like have her write all this down in the doc so I didn't forget. And I said Jared Freed made an appearance and she wrote down Jared BREF.
I just feel as if that's close to what it is.
You got 3 letters in there.
Who is this man?
So he's a comedian. I don't really know like where he came from, but I feel like recently I've been seeing a lot about him. But the reason I included this is not because of his appearance, because who really cares? But he went on in the first season of Love Thy Nader. He went on a date with Brooks Nader. I know. It was like
How'd they meet?
Funny. Like, well, I don't know. I think it was like a setup or something. I'm not entirely sure, but it was just so funny because like he is not an unattractive guy, but I mean he's like 40. And I mean, very much she's out of his league. Like, I mean that with all love and respect. He even said it himself. And yeah, so I thought that was hilarious. He went on a date with her, but they did not air it.
That sucks.
And he said that he texted her after the date and was like, hey, like, it was so great to meet you.
God.
Had a great night. And she never responded.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I love a good ghosting. So I can't blame her.
At one point, she did a little segment where they were talking about celebrity couples, like whether they liked or disliked celebrity couples. And of course, Taylor and Travis were on the list.
Naturally.
And everybody was cheering, but the girl behind me, I swear to God, I had to be behind or in front of the one person in the theater who felt this way. She was booing.
Like, what are they to you that offends you so much?
Like, I don't know. People just love to hate the two of them. It's really bizarre.
I'm like, did they come and murder someone in your family?
I know.
Like, why do they get so much hate? I'm like, they're just engaged.
You would think that they murdered someone by the way that people get so triggered.
By the way they act.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a really fun show and I love Amanda's podcast. She's had on like so many super famous guests and it made me feel very inspired to keep going. And she also reposted my story that I posted about going.
Yes, that was very sweet. And so did 2 of the girls from Love is Blind, they reposted our story too.
Yes, I forgot about that. Madison and Kate, they dropped the reunion looks, and they were definitely like my 2 favorite cast members, but also
they also looked the best.
Dresses.
Best dressed.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Gorgeous girls. Gorgeous girls. But yeah, so we had a lot of reposts, and I think it goes to show that we need to keep tagging people in
I know.
stuff.
We need to be better.
I know.
I specifically need to be better. You're doing great.
I'll just like go on a rampage every now and then. I'm posting like a million stories at once. What should we jump into first? Some celebrity news?
Okay, I know we talked about this on the phone, but you're not enjoying Nobody Wants This season 2. So I haven't started it because you didn't like it. And I'm a little scared.
I know. I don't know what it is. I cannot you guys. This is actually my favorite show. Like the first season of that show.
It was fantastic.
The best thing I've ever watched.
I had not a single note about the entirety of the first season. Nay a complaint, not a one. What I will say.
Near a single comment.
Wait, what? Nay? Is that right?
I think it could be either. Nays? Yeah. Any nays in the room?
Any nays? Yeah, nays from us. But what I will say, what I do like, even though I haven't watched the show yet, I did go and listen to Selena Gomez's new single that's featured in the show, and I loved it. I thought it was so fun. I mean, I know people are probably pissy that it's not like serious or whatever, because everyone gets mad when somebody releases, God forbid, a woman releases a fun single. And it had a lot of ties to her like old eras, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. So
look, I haven't listened to it.
I thought it was cute.
I'll finish Nobody Wants This week, and we can talk about it next Tuesday. But I'm like so disappointed in this season. I don't know.
I've seen things on TikTok that aren't good either.
Yeah, like it doesn't make any sense. I feel like, I'm not even kidding you, I feel like every 30 seconds we're moving to a new scene with different characters. Like it's so confusing, and I really feel like they have completely gotten rid of some of the character dynamics that made the show so good. Like the dynamics between Morgan and Sasha, the dynamic between Joanne and Esther not liking each other. It just feels so random. I don't know.
That's so interesting.
I don't want to dig into it too much because I haven't finished it, obviously.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll have more to say next time.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Camila Mendez got engaged to Rudy, whose last name I'm currently forgetting. But every time I say Camila Mendez's name, I always think about when she went on a talk show once and she said that people thought that her Instagram was like a ship Instagram for Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello because it's Camila Mendez. And so when she was like just getting, well known and famous, like at the beginning of Riverdale days, everybody thought it was just a fan account for that couple because they were together at the time. And so all I think about, but I'm really excited for her. That's really exciting. I believe Rudy used to date Maya Mitchell, which I just think is like a fun little like connection in the star world, but also irrelevant because they're not together anymore.
I'm very excited for Camila Mendez. I really like her. I think she's drop dead gorgeous, and I think that her friendship with Lily Reinhart and Madeline Petch is so
I love it.
Cute. I hope that they're both in her wedding.
Yeah, Maya Mitchell and Rudy were together from 2015 to 2022.
Wow.
They're together for a long time.
I remember briefly, I was listening to Camila's episode of Armchair Expert, and she talked about maybe her fiance is a producer or a director or something of the sort because he did a movie that she starred in. And I think they maybe starred in it together, but I'm not sure what it was called. But I'll be excited to see.
I love a good wedding
content from her. You know what it kind of, okay, I feel like we've said this before, this analogy. You know when Queen Elizabeth died and then Trisha Paytas gave birth to Malibu Barbie and everybody was like basically on the same day and everybody was like, oh my god, like Queen Elizabeth was reincarnated as Malibu Barbie. I'm feeling like Camila Mendez getting engaged is like the rebirth of like Nina Dobrev and Shaun White breaking up. Like this is what it feels like. We deserved this celebrity engagement after.
We do deserve a win. Although Nina is popping off on social media right now, and oh god, it was either Sabrina or Tate, and she looked so good in her Instagram post, and everyone was like saying that in the comments. They're like, post breakup glow up. And I'm like, man, was this man holding her back?
I mean, I have to believe that he was. He was not cute, in my opinion.
you know what? I was totally wrong in the sense that she actually went to see Olivia Rodrigo. So that was my bad.
I mean, easy
I
mistake
didn't realize
to make.
Olivia was still touring. That's why I know Sabrina and Tate currently are. So I don't know what that was.
Yeah. You know, this is unrelated to Camila Mendez, but I saw something funny this week on TikTok. Somebody basically was like talking about how Taylor Swift chose Sabrina Carpenter over Olivia Rodrigo. Sabrina Carpenter is the prodigy that she's decided to invest so much in and lift up, and it could have been Olivia Rodrigo. And does she regret her decision?
Well, everyone says that she picked Sabrina because she felt threatened by Olivia. So by her not supporting Olivia, Olivia's like famousness has like gone down a little bit.
I can't say that I buy into the fact that she was threatened by
I'm not saying
Olivia
that I do.
Rodrigo.
I'm just saying that that's what people say.
No, I know you weren't saying that you do. I just think that it's like funny when people say stuff like that
I'm
about
like,
anyone, because
can't all like, and they would never say this about 3 famous like men musicians either.
No, and also there's room for everyone.
There's room for everyone, and just they all make different types of music. I feel so. And I mean, they're all pop, but like,
right. And to bring it back around to us, like, there's a million reality TV podcasts too. And I'm feeling like this is relevant. And there's there's room for everyone. Speaking of podcasts, Brooke Schofield of the Canceled podcast went on the Vile Files this week for one of their like going deeper episodes where they do like basically like a one-on-one with somebody, and she talked a little bit about her and Tana making the decision to end their podcast Canceled. I don't know a whole lot about their podcast, but it was really interesting like listening to her talk about it. What do you know about the two of them?
My God. I mean, I know Tana from David Dobrik vlog days, so like way back when, like when I was in high school. And their podcast was always so chaotic because I know they're supposed to be friends, but I always like inherently felt that Tana did not like Brooke. Like rightfully so, because Brooke has done some really, really not good sketchy things in her past that got brought to light, and I do think that's what ended up happening to the podcast, and that's why they ended up ending it. But I never really like listened to too much, but I do know like a ton of lore with Brooke's ex-boyfriend who like completely lied about his. Do you know what I'm talking about? The musician.
They talked about it a little bit on the podcast, and I recognized his name, so I looked it up, and I vaguely remember when this happened.
Yeah, so he like totally lied about his entire life, like saying his parents were dead and all of that jazz, and he had like no family. It was a whole thing, and she got a lot of attention on TikTok for posting like 23-part series of everything that he did to her, which was like absolutely insane. It was crazy, and I ate every single video up, of course, because it was such tea.
Iconic.
But yeah, it's probably best that they parted ways. I'm actually pretty sure that me and Brooke Schofield share a birthday, because
that's funny.
There's this one clip where like it was actually kind of sad because Brooke was like, nobody ever shows up to my birthday parties, and Tana was like, well, you have a really hard birthday. And Brooke was like, yeah, you're right. It's like right by Thanksgiving. And I was like, oh my God, guys, like she can't help when her birthday is. And then because I just think about when I had my 21st birthday, it was on Thanksgiving break. And all of my friends came back early from Thanksgiving break to come celebrate my 21st birthday with me. And I was like, Tana's supposed to be your best friend. That was a crazy thing to say.
Yeah, that was really nice of your friends to do that. I think you had the advantage of the fact that they all lived pretty close to like where you guys went to school.
Yeah.
But I agree. I mean, it's really just as simple as we'll just do it the next weekend. It doesn't have to be to celebrate somebody's birthday. Doesn't have to be on their birthday. You know, me and my friends here, like we literally 3 out of the 4 of us all have birthdays within the 1 week of each other. One of us had already scheduled the birthday like the weekend of mine technically, so I just did mine the week before. Like you just have to prioritize it.
Exactly.
She talked a lot about her current fiance who
he came out of nowhere. She hard launched an engagement, not even a relationship, nothing.
Did she? Well, she talked a little bit about how there was like, I guess, kind of a quote unquote scandal, you could say. Somebody was trying to say that before her, he was in a relationship with someone who was underage. And she was like, it wasn't true, but also it was really annoying because people kept making it like it was like they were trying to cancel me for like something that he had done in his past that like I didn't know about. She was like, that's when I started to realize that I just couldn't win, is when like they were blaming me for something that he allegedly did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's crazy.
I know. She did say that if it were up to her, they would not be ending the podcast.
I did see that because she needs the money and Tana definitely does not.
Yeah. The other thing that I found interesting that she said, I've never listened to that podcast, so like I don't really know like what they talk about or like what the evolution.
Yeah, I don't think I ever listened to a full episode.
Yeah, but obviously like I remember when she got like, I hate to use this word because like so meta, but like when she got canceled for, I think it was maybe some tweets or something like that.
Yeah, right? It was some really racist tweets that were not okay, and she was using racial slurs.
Right, so she got canceled for that, and she was like, I think something that I learned from the podcast was we spent so much of our time bashing people and perpetuating cancellations of other people, and I think basically she was like, I think it was bad karma. And I just thought that that was an interesting take. Now, I think it was self-aware, but I also just thought it was so interesting because sometimes I feel like celebrities and like especially influencers can get so caught up in themselves and the fact that like they're doing everything perfect and they've never been involved in a controversy, and how could that person do something like that? And it's like people in glass houses. Babe. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Also, I thought that was interesting.
You called a podcast canceled where you talked about all these celebrities getting canceled thinking that you couldn't be? Like, what do you mean?
Right, like risky in and of itself, given that you guys and your living are completely dependent on your audience. And I think we all know this happens on Real Housewives, I feel like every single season. We all go into the season hating a particular person, and by the end of it, they're our favorite character because we've watched every single other person in the show gang up on them, and then we start to feel bad for them. So we inevitably flip. And I think that that's what their podcast was. Like, they really thought they were doing something by exposing everyone else and like adding to the takedown of other people in the spotlight until it like came for them.
They just dipped right out of there. This is like mean but funny, is I just feel as if, you know, where it's like people who got so canceled they had to get a regular job.
I feel like that's gonna be Brooke Schofield.
I know, that's what I was going for. I'm like, this girl's gonna have to work at Target.
I know. I mean, I do wish her the best of luck, but it is obvious to me, like, I hope that if there's one thing that she learns from this podcast ending, that it's that she does not need to be on the internet. She is, and I mean this not in the way that it's going to sound, I've never witnessed such low self-esteem coming from a public figure. The internet has broken this girl. Like, it is so clear. I can't even really give you specific things that she said. I would honestly just encourage you to like watch the episode because I think she is like a perfect case study in why sometimes certain people shouldn't be in the public eye, and they need to take a step away.
At this point, we need to be a Vile Files, like, they should be paying us for how much we talk. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. We'll like do a little commercial on them. I feel like, I mean, they're so relevant to pop culture. You just you can't avoid talking about what happens like every week for them. Mm-hmm. But it's cracking me up.
No, you're right. I feel like we do talk because they always have such good guests on. Like,
they have great guests.
This Wednesday they're having Brittany on from Salt Lake City.
Stop! I hope she brings us up. Oh my god, we're literally 1 degree away from Vile Files.
That's crazy. Actually, she won't because they pre-recorded the episode. He said in the outro when he was plugging that episode, he was like, it was an interesting conversation. So they probably already recorded it. But, my god, you're right. Our 1 degree of separation.
What is it? You're like 5 degrees away from everybody? Or a celebrity or something like that?
Yeah, it's like crazy. Yeah.
Oh my god. No, just really quickly, let's head on the Louvre heist. It made my week. That was the funniest thing. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. You're telling me that men broke in to the Louvre and stole 8 pieces of priceless jewels. 9. They tried to steal 9 and dropped 1. That's on them.
Let me just say this. If it had been a group of women, they would not have dropped that 9th
They would not have dropped that shit, and they would have stolen the whole side. Yeah. Not just one display case. And it just goes to show that if you take a ladder into anywhere, nobody will question you. Because that's all they did. They dressed up as little maintenance men, got in, got out. And I know that this is like probably real, but it has been such great promo for if the Oceans ever wants to make another movie, and such great promo for the Now You See Me 3 movie that's coming out in November, because everyone's saying that it's like, in 3 weeks it'll come out that this was just like a promo and it was all fake, which is just cracking me up. A great question is like, what are they doing with them? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that too. I kind of feel like, because I think the question that everyone is asking is, okay, so now they have these pieces, like,
now
how are they going to sell them without someone calling the authorities on them? I think what they'll do, I mean, I'm getting all my information from Ocean's 8. They'll take them apart and then they'll sell the pieces.
Well, that's my idea like too, but that
stones
like completely devalues them and you don't get your worth. And then,
well, I don't think that they're trying. I mean, I think that they would make money either way, though, you know?
Yeah, but I'm like, are you making that much money that you needed to break into the Louvre? And, like, are you really going to get that much money from the jewels where it was, like, worth it? I don't know.
I mean, I
like,
think
worth the planning?
Sure. I think there's an argument to be made for they sell them on the black market. I don't really know what that means.
I don't know what the black market is. Like, I don't know how you even get there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not something you can like Google.
Like it's another dimension. Like where
but like,
is
or is
market?
It like, or is it potentially a place? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it's like a side of the internet.
But like, what side? Like
a side.
I can assure you, I can't get there. I can't get there from my MacBook Air.
No,
I can tell you that.
You probably could, but you don't. I don't know how to get there either.
I do. One of my thoughts was they're giving it to like these extremely like trillionaire people who just want to have something on display in their own home that nobody would know about because they're like, it's only to when they host like a big party at their house and you're just like, oh yeah, that's a replica. But you know, you would want to brag that it was real. So I don't know where I'm going with that. Yeah,
well, you're saying that the people who stole them would have been paid by these, like essentially they're like a client.
Yes, by like, were they given this job by this like extremely rich person who was like, I just want to have these on display in my house. I'll pay you a shit ton of money. And they're like, done deal. I just need a ladder.
Yeah. I mean, that would honestly be the most interesting route. I think another thing that could potentially happen is whoever committed this crime will hold them for ransom. And maybe they'll say, we'll give them back, but this is our price.
2 people got arrested today.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Which is,
did you see the little detective?
Well, okay, he was just a tourist. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah,
I knew that wasn't real.
That's just what that man wears on the day to day. And you know what?
he went on Shein and he said, "This is what I'm gonna wear to my trip to Paris."
I don't. Yeah, he could have been from France. I don't know, but like he was not a detective. Which is, it's just, he just happened to be walking by at like the exact right time where somebody snapped a picture and was like, look at this.
Damn, that's disappointing.
Yeah, 2 people are, I don't know if they're in custody or being questioned or whatever. I don't know what's happening with that, but like 2 people allegedly, or something's happening with regards to the crime. I want to say it was Jake Shane, but I don't know for sure, where it was like POV or Mona Lisa watching the jewels get stolen, because it was in the same section where Mona Lisa was.
Oh my god.
And it's just like her side eye with her like slight smile.
I imagine her like jaw on the floor. She's like,
jaw on the floor.
Oh,
she's like, no,
god.
No way.
She's like, I've been waiting for this my whole life.
She's like, this is the best piece of news I've ever seen.
She said, can someone come get me out next?
Can someone let me escape from the Louvre?
Seriously. Most underwhelming painting I've ever seen, honestly.
Okay.
No shade.
Just a casual drop that you've been to the Louvre.
Yeah, I've been to Paris twice. Is that Da Vinci? That's Da Vinci, right?
Leonardo da Vinci. Of all people, I should not be telling you that. Art major, bitch.
It was Da Vinci, I think.
Didn't you take like 4,000 art history? It's Leonardo da Vinci, I can tell you that 100% for sure. That is the, like, if anyone, like, let me preface this, guys. I'm just shitting on Avery because she's literally took so many art history classes in college that I can't believe she just asked me that.
Sometimes I get him and Michelangelo mixed up, but I am aware that it was Da Vinci. Should we move on to our show lineup of the week? We had a new one to add in.
My first note, I love the Kardashians so much.
So, to preface, this is about the new season of the Kardashians.
Oh, God. You guys couldn't tell already? I am such a huge Kardashian fan. And I think you are, too.
Yes, I am.
They, like, bring me joy to watch. They're just so funny.
Same.
I think my biggest thing for this first episode was just how absolutely insane Kris Jenner looks. In, like, a good way. Like, the facelift looks fantastic. But to me, I am uncomfortable.
I felt like in most of the scenes, she hadn't had it yet. No? Am I wrong?
Yeah, but like in her confessionals and in that like Devil Wears Prada remake, she had it.
Okay, I hated the Devil Wears Prada thing.
I thought it was so funny. Yeah, I thought it was cute.
Why are we wasting precious time? I want to see the footage of the family.
You know, that's fair.
Also, why was the season preview like 10 minutes long?
That's so true. I was like, we're gonna see all this footage later, right? Like, why do we need to see it now? And you're not even showing us the full clip.
I know. Khloè also looks amazing. Her and Kris.
Oh my god. Khloè looks great. Kris looks great. Kim looks great. Kourtney looks great, but I like Kourtney better with short hair.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Kourtney looks, when they were doing some of the flashbacks to, you know, the footage of the house that they're selling, I took away from that was that Kourtney is the only one that still actually looks like herself.
She does.
Yeah. And also, not them just having like an insanely large extra home.
I had to literally look that house up. I was like, what do you mean they just have a spare house? And then I realized that they were just like keeping it around. I mean, they have the means to do so, so like, why not? But I was like, have you used it recently? Probably not.
I know. Kris was so real when she said, when the producer asked her why they were selling it, and she said, cash.
She said, cash.
Period.
What other answer would you want? Like, oh, I want to get rid of it because I hate it so much? Yeah, no, I'm going to sell it cash.
I too would sell my house if I owned one.
Oh my god. Scott trying to move to New York is just classic, like a dad who just does not feel as if they are a dad.
I know.
They can just go wherever they want, doesn't have to think about the consequences that might happen with his kids because he's not their primary caretaker, apparently. I'm like, and I'm pretty sure that Mason kind of lives with him, like, full time.
You think? I was wondering about that because I know they kind of cleared it up after the commercial break, after he was like, there's no reason for me to stay in LA. And I literally wrote down,
I'm like, your children.
No reason? You have 3 kids in LA. What are you talking about?
I was like, he's like, nothing's just really holding me back anymore.
And your kids have a half sibling.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really, I mean, they kind of cleared it up. He did say, it sounds like you're right. It sounds like Mason maybe does live with him.
I think he does just because he doesn't want to be on camera, which is totally valid. He hasn't been on camera in a long time, but he's typically at like all the events. People just don't realize that. Because, you know.
Yeah, he looks so grown now.
Yeah, God forbid he just stays out of the camera angle. People are just like, oh, he doesn't come to anything. No, he's there.
I know. Well, and I can also see maybe how he would just perhaps not want to live with his mom and his mom's new husband. And
no, I think that's totally
brand
fair.
New baby. If that was me, I would probably want to live with the parent that wasn't forcing me to cohabitate with a newborn also. But yeah, I thought that was crazy. I mean, the interesting thing about that to me is that Scott, like, he doesn't really have any other family besides, you know, the Kardashians.
Yeah.
That is his family.
That is his family, and you want to move from them? There's nothing holding you back? Your family is here, Scott.
I just feel like the last few seasons, he has been, like, really having a hard time.
I agree. Well, he had that car wreck that really just took him out, and I just don't really think. And then, you know, Kourtney gets remarried, and it's just, like, not that I think he's, like, hung up on her, but I think when you are with somebody for so long and you see them moving on, in, like, a sense that, like, a big move on, like, they're, like, fully married, like, there's no way, like, I would see him being, like, a little depressed by that.
Well, and, I mean, he tried to marry her, and she was like, I just don't want to get married.
I know.
Which,
I know.
Relatable. I get it, sister. I've always felt that Scott is in love with Khloè.
Oh my god, he hits on her like nobody's business. And the producers will show us that. And guess who the producers are? The Kardashians. So, like, somebody wants us to see that.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just the little editors behind their screens being like, hee hee hee.
I mean, they approve the final edit, I'm assuming. So it's just, he just hits on her all the time. Also, have you ever listened to Khloè's podcast?
Yes, I did. I just hate how she does it in seasons. Like, I wish she would just keep uploading episodes consistently. Yeah. It's not that hard, Khloè. Like, you don't do any of the work. Khloè. Take it from me. I have a full-time job. Oh. And I'm pumping out 2 episodes a week, sister.
There you go. There you go.
Hire me. I'll be your producer. I'll be your editor.
Kendall just casually riding her fucking horse in a neighborhood. Like, girl.
That was insane. I love how Kendall just, like, she is just, like, truly the definition of a Nepo baby. Like, she goes and walks a catwalk when she wants to.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, she's just taking care of her horses.
Also, I mean, the way it was set up, I kind of felt like she drove there and they dropped her horse off and she just kind of got on it and then they started filming. But I don't know. Maybe her riding trail is right by the house and she rode there.
You're probably right. I was confused about that too because I'm like, where is this house that she can just ride a horse?
I don't know.
I don't understand LA.
I don't either. I'm really excited for Kim's TV show, but
me too.
I can just tell she's so stressed. And she finds out about the bar and like sometime in November, and I'm like stressed about that too for her.
Yeah. My thing with her and the whole lawyer thing is I just don't understand what she is planning to do. Like, I don't understand the practicality aspect of it. Like,
I think just for more prison reform stuff, like she'll have an actual like law degree behind her name, like in addition to the Kim Kardashian brand, where she can actually make like a lot more change to go with it. I love the work that she does with prison reform, and I just feel like with her having a law degree to go with it, she can just do so much more.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I just feel like when she talks about being a trial lawyer, it's like, Kim, you are never going to be able to be a trial lawyer. Like, I hate to break it to you. Like, that's just not going to work out with your level of fame.
I mean, you never know. She could be.
I do know. I do know.
Because you're a lawyer?
Yes, I am. But I will say, if Kim Kardashian does end up becoming a trial lawyer, then I will eat my words. However, I do think that she could probably have just as much impact without having to put herself through the stress of like going to law school and taking the bar.
I think at this point it's just like it's something to prove to herself, and everyone's saying that she's not smart enough to be doing the kind of work that she wants to do, so she's just kind of trying to prove everybody wrong, and I think that's totally valid, and she should prove everybody wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I hope she does too. I will say I would love to see what her calendar looks like, because I don't really understand how she's doing all of the things that she's doing.
Nannies and a lot of assistants.
I know, a lot of assistants. She really is an assistant like per project.
Yeah.
It was breaking my heart listening to her talk about Kanye. He is such a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I hate him.
I hate him, and it's like her when she was saying, "What happened to the house that you bought next door where we were gonna co-parent? And I was gonna see you every other day, and it was gonna be so great." And my jaw dropped. I had no idea that he had bought a house next door. Maybe they said it in past seasons and I missed it, or I just forgot. And that was the most insane thing I've ever heard. And she's like, "I'm not keeping the kids from him. He's not asking for the kids. What am I supposed to do?
Literally.
Leave them at his doorstep?" Like, no, absolutely not. People are like, "Oh, I had to take the kids." She didn't take the kids. He's just not being a parent. He has no interest in being a parent. And that shit irritates me so bad. Like, don't have a kid. Don't have a kid if you're not going to be a parent.
Like, how dare you be one of the most richest people on the planet and you're an absent father? How dare you? Like, that's like despicable behavior. I know that he has many mental health challenges. So do a lot of people. So do a lot of parents. It's not an excuse. And he's lucky. This is the one thing that I've always felt about the Kardashians. Kourtney is not included in this statement. They are like the most forgiving people on the planet.
My God. Yes.
She has given him so many chances. Still, he literally is tweeting things about her and about her kids.
And she will still never say one bad word about him to her children.
And she will never say that she's taking them away from him.
Absolutely never.
It actually disgusts me, the way that he treats his family. Yeah. How are you going to have 4 kids with somebody and then just be jet setting off, going to live in Japan, Saudi Arabia? I think that's what she said. I saw her maybe...
Well, last season, she let her kids go to... Well, he would, like... I don't want to say demanded. He asked for them to come visit him in China. I'm like... Yeah. And she did it. She, like, let them. She's like, "I'm not going to say no. It's their father."
Yeah, like, of course. I don't know. I just think... And she's right. The saddest part about it is that their kids are getting to the age where, like, they're going to start realizing what kind of person he is. I don't know. I have never really understood the Kanye defenders.
No.
when it comes to this situation. Like, it doesn't make sense to me why people are still, like, platforming him. He's clearly, like, not a good person.
No, he's a terrible person, and I don't want to talk about him anymore. You know what I do want to talk about, though? I want to be Malika, the best friend.
I love Malika.
She's so funny. She gets to go to everything. She's such good friends with the family. Like, I just want to be, like, Kardashian adjacent like her. I just love her so much.
I love Malika and Khloè's friendship. Like, truly, they're just so content just, like, being best friends and doing everything together.
Exactly, and that's how I want to be.
It's so cute, yeah. But, like, so them going to this Barry's boot camp thing. First of all, Kourtney not inviting any of her family is so Kourtney Kardashian.
It's like, okay.
And Barry calling Khloè fat?
And then Barry being dead, but Barry's alive.
But actually, Barry's not dead.
Barry's not dead. And then I think it's her assistant, Simon, is Kourtney's assistant or something.
I think so.
He was like, I can't believe I started that rumor.
He's like, I'm gonna lose my job. No, but I am panicking because I'm gonna lose my job.
I'm panicking.
That was Simon when he started the rumor that Barry of Barry's boot camp was dead.
Yeah.
But, like, it's the way that Barry told Khloè, and that's why you're fat.
That's a wild thing to say.
Like, but I was cracking up, though, when Khloè showed up and Kourtney looks at her and she goes, Khloè, Barry is dead. And Khloè goes, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Or R.I.P. or so. She goes, R.I.P.
You did a really good Kourtney. That was a good Kourtney impression.
She's so funny.
Oh my god, I had forgotten that Julia Fox dated Kanye. I know I said I didn't want to talk about him, but yet again, he comes up every 5 fucking minutes. So
I honestly sometimes find it hard to wrap my brain around the fact that him and Kim were even married.
Yeah, that's so fair.
Because she, to me, Kim Kardashian is so bubbly and fun to be around, and I just cannot imagine that he is that way at all. But yes, I agree with you. And I also agreed with Khloè when she said if the shoe was on the other foot, Kourtney would be throwing a fit.
Yeah, exactly.
If Kim was trying to do a Skims collab with Sophia Richie, Kourtney would lose her ever-loving mind.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, she would. But then she goes on to her interviews and she's like, I don't care. I wouldn't care.
I don't really care.
I love her so much.
No. Kourtney is such a bitch. All of them picking on her, like, band tees was cracking me up.
Yes, I'm like, let her live her life. That's her style. That's what she wants to do. She's comfy in it. And she's like, I'm breastfeeding. Like, what do you want me to do?
Okay, but I have to say I'm not on Kourtney's side in this because, first of all, we all know the only reason that Kourtney Kardashian is wearing band tees is because of who she's married to. Like, they said this last season, too. But the bigger thing about it is that why did she need to let everyone know that she was no longer going to be wearing heels and dresses?
That was weird to me. I was like, you didn't need to say that. You can just show up and, like, everyone, the Kardashians, all of the kids always show up in such different styles to every form of event. And nobody says a thing because nobody cares.
And also, Kourtney, you were nobody's style icon. No. Like, I hate to break it to you. We were never looking to you for fashion advice. I don't mean that in a bad way, but, like, Kourtney's always had, like, a very casual style. I just thought it was hilarious when she was like, I'm just letting you guys know that, like, I'm gonna be wearing comfy clothes from here on out. Like, I'm no longer gonna be wearing heels. And Khloè's like, okay, like, is this you telling me that you don't like my outfit? Like, is that what we're doing
literally
here?
I'm also like, Kourtney, you don't show up to anything anyway, so why does it matter?
And when you do, you have a bad attitude. It reminded me of that scene when Kourtney's like, I don't watch TV. And Khloè goes, like, no one cares. You don't get an award for watching less TV.
That was fun.
That was so funny. Yeah. Did you notice that in the backyard of that house, that where they were all at the end of the episode, that they had a life-size dollhouse like we did?
Yeah, I did. I did notice that because they went into it. They went into it with the kids.
I know. And I said, oh my god, we used to have something like that.
We did used to have something like that. Did you? So Chris goes by Lovey.
Yes, and I did know that.
Was that not your mom's name? One of the names she wanted to go by?
Yes. But then the reason that she didn't use it is because one of her good friends had a grandchild before my mom, and then she decided to go by Lovey. So my mom was like, well, now I can't go. She was pissed.
What does she go by? Granny?
She goes by Grammy.
Like Grammy, right.
your grandma.
Right.
But one time I did tell her that was Kris Kardashian.
Okay.
Or Kris Jenner's name.
I was curious if that's where she got, like, the inspo, because I was like, how else did she come up with Levy? But I know she doesn't watch the show. I don't know, maybe you can explain this to me, but so they're still not showing Rocky's face on TV, which is fair. Why are you showing your 10,000 other kids on TV then?
Honestly, I bet it's Travis.
Yeah, but Travis's other kids are shown on TV, but they're much older, but still, I'm like...
Yeah, I bet it's either Travis or it's just Kourtney being like this new, quote unquote, new and improved Kourtney that she has been the last 2 seasons. Also, if I had to guess, like, another thing that it could be is that they might just be like waiting until he's old enough to like say whether or not he wants to be on TV. That's fair. I mean, to your point, like, we don't really see Mason anymore, so, like, they probably gave him before, because Mason was born, like, that was not a thing, like, not having, you know, blurring your kids' faces out and stuff, like, when Mason was little and on the show, like, that really wasn't a thing. So I bet now they give their kids all of the, like, opportunity to say, no, I don't want to be filmed. Khloè was absolutely cracking me up. I think this is going to be her season. Like, she was in so much of this episode, and I'm really looking forward to, like, her being really what feels like the main character.
I mean, truly, this show is like the Khloè and Kim show.
Agreed.
And the rest of the girls are just like kind of like they're on the side.
Yeah, but like Khloè Kardashian's sense of humor is unmatched. I don't know
so funny.
She is so funny. Even at the very end, I don't know if you caught this, when right before Kris was like leading up to introducing Caitlyn, Kourtney starts crying and Khloè goes, "You're crying? Okay."
No, that was funny. She was like, wow.
Like, just the way that Khloè is so deadpan in her delivery sends me into orbit. I laugh at everything she says.
I'm excited for Rob's appearance. I hope he's in like more. I find him so funny.
They were all saying that he was like super funny, but I don't remember enough of him on the original show.
He was just goofy. And he was the only guy, so it was just, I mean, there was Scott too, but like...
I've never really been a Scott fan, but I do feel for him in this season. He seems to be having a little bit of a hard time.
Apparently.
Perhaps.
Chris
when everyone spotted the Manjaro in his fridge last year?
Oh my god.
Season? I mean, go off, Scott. Like, do your thing.
Chris going, I wasn't gonna drink tonight, but this is a double.
We have to recreate that at Christmas, I think. We need to recreate that.
100%
I wasn't going to drink tonight, but I'm having a double.
Caitlyn Jenner is back, which I'm not thrilled by.
She's looking rough, I have to say.
I'm just not a fan of her.
I think Caitlyn Jenner needs to go see Chris's facelift surgeon.
And she needs to get a reality check, because she's got some strong and wrong opinions. But that's just my opinion, I guess.
I also was stunned by her outfit.
Like, what are you wearing, girl? Nobody ever needs to be seen in jeans and tennis shoes.
Skinny jeans and tennis shoes.
I said, what was that?
I know. I'll be interested to see in this next... I knew that's where they were going to end it. I was like, damn it.
That was annoying.
I'll be interested to see how they all interact with Caitlyn, because, like, I know that, like, Kendall and Kylie are still in contact, but, like, I don't really think that the other 3 are.
I don't know.
So, that'll be interesting. Let's talk some Salt Lake City. Okay, you said you didn't like this episode. I thought it was really good. What didn't you like about it?
I don't know. I think I was just really excited. I'm really excited for them to go onto Below Deck. And so, I know they do this every season where they have, like, a whole episode of, like, build up to, like, the trip. I was just bored. I just wanted the trip. I think there were, like, good, like, conversations and scenes. But overall, I was like, meh. I'm just excited for the trip.
I mean... I thought that every single scene, like, sometimes when I watch Housewives, I get frustrated because I feel like there are certain scenes that are just filler that aren't really, like, driving any sort of storyline, and it annoys me because I'm like, I know you guys have so much footage. Like, please put it in there. Like, that's what we want to see. But, I mean, we had, like, Angie and Mary having a conversation. We had Heather and Meredith talking about Lisa. Heather talking to Lisa. Bronwyn and her very interesting conversation with Todd.
Oh my god.
And, of course, Brittany's conversation with her daughter.
Yeah. My first note was like, okay, Todd's parents are alive. Good note. Because I think we were discussing that forever.
We were. And you know what? We can administer an apology for
I'm so sorry.
that Todd's parents were no longer Earthside.
Todd, I'm so sorry. But the ice cream, that was like such an awkward conversation. I mean, like, the topic they were talking about, yes, but also, like, she tells him not to eat her cherry, and then he immediately eats it.
Why would he do that?
Why would he do that? Men are like, I just don't understand why she's mad at me all the time. It's because you pull shit like that.
The divorce came out of nowhere.
I was blindsided.
I was flabbergasted. Like, let me say this. I have been in a relationship with somebody who quite literally just does not listen to what you're saying. Yeah. It is the most infuriating experience. I truly, and then she starts crying and he's like laughing at her because he's like, why are you crying? It's a cherry. I'll buy you 50 more. But like, that's not the point. Like, I would have cried too. I would have been really, she was so frustrated.
This is just like the wedge salad on Modern Family, if you know what I'm talking about.
I don't think I do.
Okay, well, that's on you.
Okay, girl. Why don't you enlighten us?
Okay, so basically, Claire had been telling Phil for years that he should try a wedge salad. And he was always like, yeah, okay, blah, blah, blah. And then one day he comes home and he's like, my coworker, a male, might I add, had, we ordered wedge salads today. He told me it was like so good. And I tried it and it was great. And she flips her shit. And he cannot figure out for like the entire episode like why she's so mad at him. And then they finally go out to dinner and he orders, he's like, Claire, you should try this really new thing that I just learned. It's so good. And he orders a what, you ask? A wedge salad. After she had been telling him for years that he would love a wedge salad. And like, he still didn't understand why she was mad at him after the conversation. And I don't understand.
That's so classic. I mean, Phil Dunphy is like he's like the epitome of every man. You know?
He's just like, a stereotypic man.
I mean, my mom and I were talking about this literally yesterday. We were about that phrase, if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman.
So fair. So fair.
But yeah, I thought that conversation was really interesting between her and Todd. And like, my hunch, I can't remember if I said this last week, my hunch, and when it comes to the reason that Bronwyn is, because I think all of us are probably thinking like, if this show is causing so much strife in her marriage, why is she still doing it?
Yeah.
I think she's trying to like build something for herself.
Mm-hmm. So that she has like money and identity outside of him.
Yeah. Like, I don't think that that's like an insane thing to come to, like, not that I think she thinks that Todd's gonna divorce her or something, but
like, let's face it, honey, Todd's gonna die.
And also, what if he were to like end the marriage? I'm sure that the first season of this show brought up a lot of issues within their marriage, and if I were her, I would probably be a little scared too that maybe something would happen in my marriage.
Yeah,
because he doesn't like the fact that she films this show. So I don't think it's like, I think she's smart for having her own, making her own living, even if that means putting herself on this show.
What's interesting is I think this was like season 1. What's Meredith's husband's name?
Seth.
So Meredith and Seth were like on the brink of divorce, right? And they said that the show actually helped them like reconnect and come back together because the show forces you to talk about all the things that like you have been putting off. So it's interesting to see like how the show brought them back together, but it might be like breaking Todd and Bronwyn apart.
I know. Well, you know who else I think it's kind of breaking apart?
Who?
Lisa and John.
God, I do have like some sympathy for Lisa with the John situation, but then she just keeps ruining it by going like, I'm used to going on to a yacht for like 7 to 10 days, not 3.
She's the worst. She's so insufferable. My whole thing with the conversation between her and John is John has done this to himself. Like, for too long, he has let that woman go around thinking that she's right about everything, and now he's, like, reaping the consequences,
Yeah.
He's so right about everything that he's saying. Like, he even said it in there, like, well, but I mean, you're always right about everything, so,
I was
of course I'm in the wrong. And she doesn't pick up on that sarcasm, which is embarrassing for her.
No, she doesn't.
What
my God.
About her conversation with Heather?
First of all, when she found out when she can't bring glam, I was about to lose my mind.
Oh my God, I can't bring my glam?
No, it's a yacht. There's not room for your glam.
Oh my God, Heather.
I liked that. A lot of the times I do feel as if Heather, I don't want to say doesn't stand up for herself, but I do feel like she tends to just agree with whoever she's with if it's like a one-on-one situation, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I do like that she kind of, I don't know, like had her own opinion in this conversation where she didn't actually agree with everything that Lisa was saying, and she was like, hey, like, some of the stuff you're doing, like, actually isn't okay.
I wrote down, yes, Heather, get this bitch. Like,
yeah, that's Heather, what I'm saying. Like, finally, Heather is speaking up and, like, speaking her mind and, like, setting out the facts and, like, not letting shit just slide so that she can be everybody's friend. I'm like, thank you, Heather, for finally doing something.
Heather has redeemed herself for me this season because I really did not like her last season. It was getting on my nerves so bad how she was like always coming for Bronwyn. I felt like she just hated Bronwyn for no reason. And I felt like part of the reason that Lisa and Bronwyn were not friends by the end of last season, even though Bronwyn was brought onto the show as Lisa's friend, was because of the way that Heather was so opposed to Bronwyn's existence. Like, I feel like Lisa is like, it's like she will never change. She genuinely will never get to a point where she understands another person's point of view. So it's almost like whatever Heather's doing is falling on deaf ears. But when she said to her, "You're a risky fucking friend," I mean, that would have made me take myself off of this show. If somebody said that to me, "You're a risky fucking friend." I mean, that's an insult, babe.
That's a really big insult, especially for this show. Because, you know, always, they're always like, yes, we fight, but we all love each other. And this was finally like a conversation where it was like, I'm drawing a line.
And a line should be drawn because this is why I hate Lisa. Why every time someone tries to address something with her, she just starts crying and walks away? Like, you're a tough bitch when it's you going toe-to-toe with Angie, but then the moment that someone calls you out on your shit, you're gonna cry?
Yeah. And she can't come up with an insult to save her life. Shorty. That's all I think about.
Shorty. Okay, girl.
Okay, queen.
What did you think about her pulling out that stack of hundreds?
I wanted to turn the TV off.
Yeah, me too. You know, I've seen a lot of speculation, because you know I've been saying it. My prediction, one of my pop culture predictions for the next few years is that Lisa Barlow is going to be in prison.
For fraud?
I, like, everything that I keep seeing I've seen so much stuff online about how Lisa pulling out that cash is, like, step number 1 into her, like, being implicated in something. Because why are you paying in cash like that? People are like, this is exactly what Teresa Giudice did before they got busted.
Okay. That's scary. I don't like that. I don't wish prison time on anyone.
Well, I don't either unless they committed a crime.
Unless you did it, yeah, for sure. Bye-bye.
If Lisa committed a crime, I absolutely do wish prison time.
See you behind bars, bitch.
Yeah. Say hi to Jen for us.
For real. She'll be out by then, though. Her sentence keeps getting reduced.
Also, what was that cowboy-looking ass interview outfit that Lisa had on?
Lord knows. Like, I was like, why are you wearing a cowboy hat?
It definitely was not her look.
No, I was like, I don't know what's happening.
The fart conversation.
Another reason why I didn't like the episode. Completely irrelevant. Why?
It was hilarious, though.
It was funny. It was funny. Well, first of all, as soon as Mary walks in the house, she goes, "That's like 7 cups of sugar. Don't even drink that for yourself." That made me laugh.
Mary, she was not having it with Angie.
She was not vibing at all.
I mean,
but to give Mary credit, Angie would not shut up about the farts.
I know, it would have gotten on my nerves too.
Yeah, that's so like embarrassing, especially like, I mean, alleged it was the dog. But if it actually was Mary, like that's just sad. Like, why are you making fun of her like that?
And then Angie's like, this revisionist history. She's trying to blame it on the dog now.
Oh my god. She said, first of all, that was the dog. I just said I was gassy. I didn't say I farted. I was like, homegirl, what do you think gassy means?
And then she goes, you don't even know what my farts smell like.
I can't deal with that.
And I have to say, that is a conversation that would happen in our home.
100%.
And then, of course, Brittany, our fan, and the conversation with her daughter. I mean, that was eye-opening. I didn't ever think we would see a conversation of Brittany and her daughter.
I'm surprised the daughter agreed to come on to the show, because that would never be a conversation that I would want to have with anyone watching, you know?
You know what I wonder about that is I feel like her daughter probably watched last season and felt like her mom was painting a different picture.
Oh, and she wanted to come set the record straight.
Yeah, like, I kind of feel like, I don't think that Brittany did this on purpose, but I do kind of feel like last season she was kind of trying to paint this picture of, like, you know, my daughters don't like me, I don't really know why, I feel like I'm trying my best, blah, 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 blah. And then we get her daughter on screen, and her daughter's like, the last time I tried to see you, Jared came over, and then I had to leave because you weren't speaking to me, and we had plans.
She was clocking her. She was Like, she was basically, I mean, this is what she did say, was just like, you were the best mom. And then you had a new boyfriend come around, and you didn't want us to exist anymore. Like, that's horrible that you even thought that. Like, that's terrible. And it's not that she even thought it. It was her reality that she had to live through. Because that is how Brittany treated her.
Yeah, and then what did she say at one point? She, like, started crying or something, and she's like, you are the only person who's at fault for your daughter's not speaking to you. Like, you're not gonna sit here and cry about it. Her daughter is, like, very grown and mature. I'm really glad that she agreed to be on the show, because that was, like, a super interesting conversation, and, like, definitely did not paint Brittany in any sort of a better light. If anything,
Absolutely
it made me think worse of her.
Yeah, same.
But I'm glad that her daughters have their dad, at least. I feel like that's really rare.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, I'm excited for next week's episode on the yacht.
Me too. The preference sheets filling out where, like, Mary doesn't understand what that is. She's like, I don't need anything. And they're like, Mary, you know that you need stuff. She's like, organic blueberries, 2003 Dom Perignon. Bitch, shut the fuck up.
That's why Mary's so skinny, because all she eats is organic blueberries and Dom Perignon. Whitney was cracking me up. She was like, Mary, I really think you're going to regret it if you don't fill this out. I'm loving Whitney this season.
Me too. I love her every season, though.
She's like, me too, but for some reason she gets a lot of hate. But I feel like she's always quick with the comebacks, too.
I think she just gets a lot of hate because she kind of does put herself into, like, every single fight, but I feel like it's mostly just to get them to stop fighting.
Yeah, or, like, she always, especially when it comes to Lisa, Whitney has been in those situations with Lisa before, so I feel like it always just somehow ends up coming back around to Whitney. Like, Lisa will be like, I've never done that, and Whitney's like, don't you remember when you did that to me 3 months ago, Lisa?
Yeah, literally.
And then Whitney gets involved.
But speaking of Below Deck, let's talk about the other Below Deck, not the one they're going to be going on, but Below Deck Mid, the one actively airing.
This was a good episode. I'm starting to enjoy it more.
Good. It wasn't that guest insane.
What was his name?
Jack.
Oh my god, he was so annoying.
I could have died when he goes. I was like, you want chicken after an 8-course meal? Are you joking?
I mean, I just feel like any normal person would have been stuffed full after 4 courses max.
Oh my, but thank God Aisha was like, I have to protect my chef. And she was like, no. And then she was like, what about French fries? And he's like, yeah, French fries with some truffle parmesan and like a few truffle flakes on top. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And then she brings it over and he's like, oh, I'm actually not even really hungry anymore.
I'm not hungry anymore. And then later he's like, I just really want Szechuan chicken. Homeboy doesn't know what Szechuan chicken is.
Like, why are we still talking about Szechuan chicken? Like, what is with his
I don't know.
That was him in the last episode too, right?
Yeah, but it was him.
What is his obsession with Szechuan chicken?
I don't know. And I'm just glad he never got it because he didn't deserve it.
I know. I think there is like, because I understand, it's like Aisha said, she's like, we're a 7-star service, but there is a point in time where I think you as a guest just need to have respect for the fact that this chef just spent his entire day cooking you an 8-course meal and you're telling him that you're still hungry.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even that. He was like, I just feel like I'm going to be hungry by like 2 a.m. What kind of weirdo is like anticipating their hunger?
It's just disrespectful and out of touch is what it is. Also,
so out of touch.
I said it in the last episode. I knew that somebody didn't refill that jet ski. I knew that they forgot.
You did.
I knew that they forgot. And it was Tessa because she's so dumb.
She's so stupid. She has no idea what she's doing.
Sandy's like, it should be common sense. Yes, Sandy. It should be. Sandy was like immediately pulling out their resumes to fact check their background after they had like messed up with the jet ski and all the water stuff, and that made me laugh so hard because she's like, these people have to be lying. And she's probably right. They probably are lying.
Wondering how Tessa, is it Tess or Tessa?
I think they call her Tess, but it's Tessa.
I was wondering how Tessa got this job in the first place.
She's pretty.
I mean, I guess.
You gotta be attractive to be on screen in a yacht.
But I mean, overall, this deck crew is just absolutely disastrous. Christian letting Jack go swim in the ocean. I mean, he could have drowned.
I know you have not watched the show before, but Sandy will immediately fire anybody and immediately kick any guest off of a boat if safety ever comes into question. You can never play around with safety. And that's why it ends up at the end of the episode, one of the deck crew is getting fired. And I'm really surprised that she didn't fire Christian on the spot as soon as Nathan told her what happened. That
I
surprised
agree.
me.
I thought that that's what was going to happen because I agree with you. The moment that you like put someone's life in at risk, even if they're asking you for something, like that is, yeah. I mean, that's just insane. That's such a boy move too.
I don't care if they're a high-paying guest. You're going to be paying much more when that guest dies.
And also, I mean, you can't spend your money if you're dead, Jack.
Exactly.
So, if you drowned or got eaten by a shark, that's what I was thinking about.
And, like, Christian got so lucky that Nathan just happened to be walking by and seeing the monitors at the same time when Jack fell into the ocean. Like, I mean, lucky and unlucky in the sense that he was caught letting the guests into the ocean, but lucky for the guests that Nathan came out there and, like, put them in their place. They're like, hey, you can't do this.
That's, like, so dangerous. I don't understand. Like, those guests were full-grown adults. I don't know why they think that that's, I mean, that's common sense to anyone, you know? What else was I gonna say? I wonder if the producers woke Nathan up.
That's a good question. I don't know. Like, it was very convenient that he was getting a bottle of water right in front of the monitors.
That's what I think, that they woke him up and they were like, I think it was twofold. I think because they wanted to get his reaction, but also because they were like, okay, holy shit, you need to, like, go tell him to get out of the water.
Yeah.
Because we don't want a death on our hands either.
No.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I also think it's so funny that Max genuinely thinks he's doing an amazing job. He's such a typical French person, so arrogant.
He's just, like, mediocre. Him doing, like, he was, like, doing the jet ski in circles around the other jet ski. I was like, that's just, like, a dick move. You didn't need to do that.
Is doing better than the rest of the deck crew, but
absolutely.
The bar is still low.
It's so low, Max. You need, like, calm down.
Yeah, I know I said this last time about his French accent, but, like, the way that he says words in English with that French, like, that sound that they make drives me insane. I'm like, Max, I know you've been speaking English your whole life. I know that you can speak English better than that. Like, stop. I am so excited for this next episode, though, with this vegan guest.
Oh my god, Avery, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad because these, like, Michelin star chefs, to be honest, they just don't really, like, respect or recognize that some people don't eat meat. And they, like, so these chefs, like, genuinely take offense to that you, like, God forbid you wouldn't want to eat meat or seafood or something like that. And, like, they just don't understand how to make a meal without a meat in it. So it's not going to be good. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm not being too optimistic, I guess.
Well, Josh is my favorite character, and I feel
he's so funny.
I'm scared he's going to quit.
I don't think he'll quit.
I feel like if they have a charter that's like that, then they should bring in a temporary chef that specializes in that kind of dietary restriction.
Yeah. I mean, I think that would be fair, but why would they?
I mean, of course, that's not as much drama.
It's not going to be the good drama.
Do. I know. Yeah, I mean, I am interested to see because, I mean, here's the thing. Vegetarian is one thing. He's probably cooked for many a vegetarian before. Vegan is a whole different ballgame.
It is.
That's tough. And so I am interested what he makes and, like,
why that guest was so mad.
Yeah, like, is it valid or is this guest just, like, not happy with, like, what he provided? But, like, would anyone else feel like that Josh did just fine, you know? Mm-hmm. I don't see Josh as someone who's going to cut corners just because he's pissed off that he has to cook vegan.
No, I don't think that. I think they found his weakness in the sense that he's just not as good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Going back to Salt Lake City just real quick, this new Heather Gay I don't really know what her role is. She's starring in a new documentary called Surviving Mormonism, produced on Bravo.
I don't know anything about it, to be honest.
Yeah, so Heather Gay is starring in a new documentary about Mormonism called Surviving Mormonism. Bravo is producing it. So there's this girl that I see on TikTok a lot. Her handle, I think, is Live on Air. Like, her name is Olivia, but she goes by Liv, like Live on Air. I think it's cute. But she used to be a reality TV producer, and she was saying that the reason that Bravo is producing it, because it is kind of like a strange choice for Bravo. Like, they don't really do stuff like that, you know?
It's strange.
She was saying that the reason that they're producing it is because, I guess, whenever somebody probably came to Heather with this opportunity, but because of Heather's contract with Salt Lake City, she has to give Bravo the opportunity to say, if they want to produce it or not.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think that'll be interesting to see, and I think we should do a little mini episode on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm excited, and I'm sure Heather has a lot of stories.
Yeah, I think that, well, one, I think Kizzy's going to end up breaking up with her boyfriend just to sleep with these deck crewmen. I have a feeling. And they're also, my other prediction is that they're going to make V switch to be a deckhand and no longer an interior.
I think so too. Kizzy's kind of a brat.
She is a brat.
I feel like I was not appreciating her getting annoyed that Aisha was telling V that she was doing a good job because she's like gotten better at things.
Yeah, that was weird, I feel.
You know what else was weird? Mel's behavior on this entire episode of The Golden Bachelor.
Oh my god.
I saw somebody say on TikTok this week that when he's sitting down, he looks fine, but when he's like standing up and walking around, he looks quite elderly, and I totally agree.
He does.
He looks like 10 years older when he's like up and moving.
Yeah, he does.
What did you think about him sending Debbie home?
I honestly thought he might pick Debbie over Cindy. I just felt as if they had like better conversation flow, but I guess that was just my opinion because as we know, Debbie got sent home. And I felt like Debbie really opened up. I feel like she really opened up in her hometown, and that was like just really disappointing to see. It was sad.
I agree. I kind of had the same thought. I was kind of wondering after the last conversation that he had with Cindy, I wouldn't have been surprised if it had been her. For some reason, I don't know why. Nothing that he said has ever indicated this. I think that Mel has an issue with the fact that Debbie has never been married.
I think he does too because he brings it up a lot.
I think he thinks it's weird.
But I'm like, it's not weird.
No, it's not. But to his generation, it is. And I think he thinks that there's something wrong with her.
Fuck you, Mel.
He sucks. Can't stand him. Her story about her former partner committing suicide was, I mean, that was horrible. Like, so tragic.
That was horrible. Okay, spoiler alert. I saw some news. If you don't want to know the potential ending of The Golden Bachelor, just like fast forward through this. And if you don't, but you didn't fast forward, that's like not my problem. And that's on you. But anyways, so I am an avid reality Steve follower. And I don't know how he gets his information, and I don't know where he gets it from, and that's none of my business. But he is very well known for being able to get the most accurate information from any of the Bachelor franchises, and he posted that the winner of the Golden Bachelor is Peg. And that, after seeing the hometowns, shocked me. Because while he didn't tell anyone's family that he loves any of the women, I just didn't feel as if him and Peg were like really getting there for me. I don't know.
I don't disagree. I feel like Peg she's my favorite. I think she's really cool.
She's my favorite too.
But I agree with you. I think she is like too cool for him. Like, I don't think he's her vibe, and I don't think she's his.
Well, he's just so boring, and she's a firefighter.
Yeah. And honestly, it seems like all these women are way too charismatic for him. Like, I also think that that's part of the reason that he sent Debbie home. Like, I don't think he could keep up with Debbie.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Debbie is like 65 in a 35-year-old's body. Like, she is clearly so active, so youthful, so energetic, and like,
but like, so is Peg.
Yeah, I mean, yes, all three of them are. I think Debbie probably the most out of all of them, but yeah, I mean, she's like still a firefighter. Like, it's crazy. I thought that it was really great. I thought Peg's family was really great. Like, her brother saying to him, like, what happens once the cameras go down? Like, sometimes I feel like that's something that really trips these couples up.
I think all of these families ask such great questions that Mel, like he said at the beginning of the episode, he's like, I'm excited for questions, but I feel like he thought they were just going to be so surface level. And then he was like shocked when they asked him something deep.
Yeah. I think this shows like their motif is like somebody's gonna ask one hard question, but then we're gonna come to a conclusion and they're gonna give their permission anyways.
Yeah,
that was not the case with us, and I liked that. I was eating up her daughter.
Yeah,
Peg's daughter.
I was too. She was asking such hard questions and he had no answers, and I was like, no.
Does he not know how to use his critical thinking skills? Why do you like her? That's all she's asking you.
I was like, what?
Yeah, her daughter was so real for that. And I mean, same with Debbie's daughters. Same with Cindy's daughters. They both, all of them were like, I'm not satisfied with the answers that I got.
Yeah, and that's totally fair.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been either. I'm glad that the show's almost over.
Me too.
Speaking of not being satisfied, I was not satisfied with Special Forces this week. Because why were they getting toilet water thrown onto them? That's just
You
cruel.
really think it was toilet water?
Avery.
What else? Like, he asked them to collect the toilet water.
I know, I just wonder if they, like, I know that that's what they were trying to imply, but, like, would they have, like, I do feel like that would be really, really, like, you're asking for someone to get a disease.
I know, but, like, I don't know. Maybe it was fake, maybe it was fake. But, like, the fact that that's something they came up with means that that's happening IRL, in real life. And that's just...
Probably.
That's just messed up. The Special Forces. Nick left in the first 5 seconds of the show. They asked him one hard question. And Robbie. I was going to get to him later because that made me more mad. Because they asked one hard question. They're like, if you feel as if you don't want to be here, you should go ahead and go. And you know that's a rhetorical question. You know they're just saying that to get you thinking. It's like when a teacher, you know, it says something like mean to the front of the class because you were bad for a sub. Okay?
Do you all want to get written up?
That's what I'm saying.
Who wants to get written up? Raise your hand if you want to go to ISF.
And Nick goes, me, and walks away.
He's like, raise the roof, I'm going.
Raise the roof. And then we have Rafi, who was quoted in last episode saying, this shit is easy. I feel like I can get to the end of this. And then you leave right after Nick? Because you were asked one hard question? What was that?
Honestly, part of me thinks that the two of them gave themselves, like, they just said, okay, if I make it to, like, day 4,
6, yeah.
or day 5 or whatever day this is, then I can
I
hit
don't
the road.
even
They're
know.
like, I just want to make it, or I just want to make it further than Johnny Manziel or something like that, you know?
That's so funny.
I was disappointed.
That was so disappointing.
It was mean what they made them do, like, to each other. I felt bad for Chanel.
I didn't understand that because I was like, what did Chanel ever do to you bitches?
Honestly, I don't think so. This is one of my bones to pick with this episode, and particularly, like, with Chanel. I don't think that what they were asking was, who do you not trust? Like, who do you think is a bad person? I think what they were asking is, who do you think is going to be the next to leave? Like, who do you think is the close to going?
So do you think they, like, dubbed the question?
No, I think they asked the question, but I don't think that anyone was saying, like, I don't think, like, Brianna, poor Brianna, who, like, had to be the freaking...
Yeah, the first one.
The guinea pig. I don't think she was thinking, like, oh, I don't trust Chanel because I think she's, like, a mean person or she's, like, a catty bitch. Like, I don't think that's what Brianna was thinking. I think Brianna's just thinking everybody else here has outperformed Chanel.
Yeah, she's thinking, like, oh, Chanel's gonna be kind of the next one to leave, so, like, I at least trust to be on a team with her if she's gonna, like, fail my team by leaving.
Exactly. That's exactly what I think it was. And then, unfortunately, you know, she called Brianna out at the end of the episode, and, like, I just didn't feel like Brianna deserved that.
I kind of feel as if everyone just said what Brianna said. And not just, like, had their own opinion. Some of them said 18, but I can't remember who 18 is for the life of me.
Gia, I think.
What? Gia has done nothing to you. That poor little girl.
But, like, neither has Chanel, you know? Which is why I feel like they're... Yeah, but I mean, like, it is tough because there's a ton of athletes on this season. People have their husbands and wives with them. It's kind of like...
Yeah, there's a lot of disadvantages this season, but at the same time, none of the athletes are in shape except for Randall.
Yeah, well, and the guy, whose wife we don't like, he's in good shape.
He is in good shape.
So, like, obviously nobody's gonna say him or Randall. I don't know. I didn't love that Chanel came for Brianna, but once again, it's like, she had to pick somebody.
Yeah, they were forced to answer, and she was forced to answer as well.
And her being like, you really hurt me this morning when you said that about me. I understand. That would have hurt my feelings, too.
I was like, what about everybody else? No one else hurt your feelings? Everyone said your number.
And I also think we're all old enough on this show to have the self-awareness to realize that, like, she didn't mean it as a personal attack to your character. She just meant, like, if I'm gonna pick someone here to carry my body across a battlefield, it's probably not gonna be Chanel.
You also, like, you can't just, like, not answer. You can't abstain. That's not something you can do. And then
I just felt bad when Brianna was like, Chanel won't even look at me.
Yeah. Cody Brown discussed me this episode. When does he not? He always discusses me. Like, he's like, I'm not naturally a leader. Like, I don't want to be a leader, but because of my pure masculine energy, it makes me a leader. Like, shut up.
I'm glad you brought it up because I've been dying to talk about it. If I have to listen to Cody talk about his manhood and masculinity one more time, I'm gonna lose it.
so gross and vile, and poor Brie. Let's talk about Brie again. She keeps having to be on this man's team. Why?
I wrote down, I'm geeking at them continuing to put Cody and Brianna on a team together.
Poor Brie keeps having to be on Cody's team. Poor Brie.
Like, why are they, but it's actually, like, it is good comedic relief, honestly, having to watch Cody, like, get so mad at the girls, and the girls are just like, Cody, shut the fuck up. Listen to your team.
Bree's like, Cody, you have to listen to the team. Like, we're your team, you're the leader, we're your team. And they failed him.
Yeah.
He
That's the thing that Cody is that's so Cody coded. He's, like, trying to push his team to the limit because he wants to get, like, that pat on the back from the DS, but then, like, he's really just pissing everyone off, so then they fail anyways.
He just wants them to like him so bad, and they just don't like him at all.
Yeah. Going back to Chanel for a second, so they had a conversation with her. Her seeming lack of confidence was, like, surprising to me. Somebody that's a literal supermodel.
Yeah, that was surprising to me too, but, I mean, anyone can be an actress. Anyone can put on, like, a different persona, I guess, so.
Yeah,
we never know what's going on behind the scenes either, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, because she was, like, I'm pretty sure in the same generation, if not, like, maybe a few years after, like, Tyra Banks, and, like, we all know how cutthroat she was on America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
I was impressed with her being like, you guys, I don't think this is for us. Like, I think this is a trap, and no one listened to her.
No one listened to her, but that would have trapped me. I would have been shoving candy in my face.
You would have been cracking open that can of Coke so quick.
It would have been, the way I crave, like, the carbonation, it's like an addiction. And I would have folded like a cheap lawn chair to get anything.
Dead. If you had put like a 7 Brew in there, they would have gotten me with that.
If you ever need to trap me and Avery, just, like, put, like, a large 7 Brew or a swig in the middle of nowhere in the woods, and we won't even question it. We'll just get kidnapped and die.
Yeah, that's, like, our
vice.
You know, kids, I have candy in my car. Do you want to come see?
Yeah.
That's, like, us. A soda, a carbonated drink with some flavored syrups
with some flavor. Yeah, so I definitely would have eaten the candy, especially, like, because essentially, like, somebody else told me it was okay. I'm not going to question you. I'm just going to eat it.
The insane thing about it is that Randall did not see the writing on the box.
I don't know how I missed that. I think that was, like, a plant.
It wasn't small.
No. But not only would the chocolate have taken me out, this backward dive would have taken me out. Because one thing you should know about me is I can't even front dive. I am so scared of going head first into a pool. I can't do it.
Why could I swear on my life that we used to do back dives all the time?
Avery, it was never me. It was never me.
No, I swear it was the both of us. I'm not even kidding. Because I wrote down we could definitely do this back dive.
No. No. You couldn't pay me to go into water backwards.
That's so funny. I mean, all of them did so poorly.
They all did terrible. I do think we could have executed, like, the going at the exact same time situation. Like, we would have been good there. It's just the fact that, like, I was going into water. No.
Yeah.
No.
They did so bad. I mean, and then there's, of course, Sean Johnson, just absolutely. I think she's passed, like, every
killing
challenge.
It. Yeah.
I'm obsessed with her.
I love her. I do love that Chanel, like, won again.
Yeah.
And not that she had a choice. She was called out to go again, but she passed the second time. So that was fun.
And that was diabolical of them to put her with Brianna after
they
were, like, beefing all day.
You know, it's good TV.
It is good TV. I know. It is getting interesting. Usually in this show, they don't really have, not that I necessarily think that producers were producing it, I think it was more so the DS, but they don't really, like, pit them against each other like that, because that's not really the point of being in the military, you know? So I did think that was interesting. And then I did enjoy learning a little bit more about Randall.
I did too. I like him. I want him to win.
He seems sincere. That was sad about the house fire.
Yeah, that's horrible.
What I didn't understand, I'm asking this to you as a question. Okay. What do you think that house fire had to do with him not playing football?
I would assume, I don't know where he plays football, but, you know, most don't live close where if they have, like, families, like, they're traveling. I think about it in the sense that, like, Tristan, Khloè's baby daddy, because, like, his kids live in wherever they live in LA, and he plays for the Lakers. So, like, he's not home 9-10 months out of the year. So I would assume it was, like, maybe a situation like that where he, like, wouldn't really be around, and they, like, needed like when you lose everything in a fire, all you want is like your family to be around you is what I can imagine. So like I couldn't even imagine trying to go away every day, like having to go back to work. Are you joking? No, I just want to be with them. Like we almost died.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point. Interesting. Yeah, I thought it was so funny that they all were sitting there. Randall's like, guys! I think Randall is so endearing. He seems like
he was
a really
so
nice
sweet. He was so
person.
excited to like show everybody this candy. He's like, it's a
He's
reward
like,
because we're
look
doing
what they
so
left
well.
for us. They left us this because we're doing a good job, you guys. And like, then somebody was like, that was so nice of them. Chanel's
the whole
like,
chocolate thing is just like is so funny to me. I am glad that Randall was immediately like, that was on me. None of these guys should get in trouble. That's great. Good integrity, Randall. Love you for that. And then when Gia came forward and was like, yeah, Chanel told us not to do it. And then the DS is like, then why did you do it, Gia, if you heard that? She's like, I don't know.
She's like, I don't know, staff.
She's like, I couldn't tell you that. And they put him in a little jail cell.
I know. I do think it's kind of cute how like Brianna and Gia are kind of sticking together.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I thought this episode was good. And the other thing that I did find interesting, going back to the beginning when we were talking about Nick and Robbie leaving, I had a feeling that they were going to pull one of those moves where it's like, we need to weed some of them out, because I don't know that there's ever been a season where this many people still remain like this far into it.
Interesting.
So, I mean, I could be wrong about that, but it does seem like there's a lot. Sometimes they will take people out, kind of like they did with Eva, but it'll be more of a physical thing. You know how right now it's like, even if you're not keeping up in a challenge, if you're at least finishing it, then they're like, fine with it. Once they get further in, if you're not keeping up, they'll take you out because they'll be like, you're a liability type thing, you know?
Yeah.
Speaking of liabilities, I wonder if Dylan Efron is going to be getting workers' comp.
Oh my god. I want to know how he broke his nose. I'm sure he'll talk about it.
I saw something that it was like they were trying a new trick and Daniela's elbow hit him in the nose.
Ouch,
an
elbow
he was
breaks your nose? That's embarrassing for you, Dylan.
She had to be going really fast, right?
And she probably was. I mean, she whips around when she dances.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Wicked Night, and I hated the scoring. I thought it was completely unfair and biased and the most ridiculous scoring I've ever seen.
Do you want to give specifics?
Yeah, I'd love to. If you're gonna be okay with giving Andy and Scott essentially the same score of 7s, but you're not gonna give Alex and Robert 10s, you're gonna give them 9s. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand that logic. Andy's not improving. He might be a little bit every week, but he's not dancing. Also, I saw a TikTok where it was like, essentially Andy and Dylan danced the same amount in their dances. And they were scored completely differently.
Point.
And that
I hate Dylan Efron, but continue.
I don't understand. I do think that John, the guest judge who is the director of Wicked, scored Alex low, like kind of like on accident, because he didn't realize that everyone was going to start giving such high scores because they went relatively early in the show. I think they went second. But still, I don't understand how Whitney can get and Alex and Robert don't. To me, I felt like as if all of their dances were on the same level.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but I also don't agree. I think if we're grading on that curve that they seem to have been this entire time, then I totally agree with you. I do think Whitney's a better dancer. I do think her dance was harder, and I do think she was flawless. So I don't think that just because Alex and Robert didn't get a 10 that negates Whitney getting a 10. But I agree with you that it doesn't seem like they're going on the same scale anymore.
No, they're not.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because if Dylan is gonna get what? Like, what did he get?
Dylan didn't get all 8s.
Because this is my thing. If you're gonna give Dylan, who in my opinion is on the same dance level as Andy at this point, him all 8s, then like then Alex and Robert should be getting 10.
That's what I'm like trying to get at. Like, you can't be scoring these people so high that are bad and then scoring the good people so low. That's what I'm not getting.
Yeah, because you have higher expectations. Yeah. Like, that's not really fair.
That's not fair. You have to have the same expectations for everybody. And that's the shit that was happening with Chandler last season with her, and she was with Brandon, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was.
She was getting, like, Carrie Ann would be like, oh, but you slightly picked your foot up like 1 centimeter off the ground. So I'm not going to give you a 10 for that.
I saw a clip of that yesterday. She was being so mean. She says, your foot did come off the ground 2 times. I'm like, she's not a professional dancer.
No.
It was probably an accident. Yeah.
I also didn't understand why some people got like full sets and productions and then some people got literally nothing in their dance. That didn't make any sense to me. Like Scott and Riley just walked around like with an empty stage. And then
interesting.
And then like Whitney and Mark got like the whole bedroom set. I was like, what is happening here?
So that's a good question. I honestly didn't really notice that, but if I had to guess, I think it's up to the pro. I kind of think it's on the pro to art direct in a sense.
Interesting.
But I saw an interview with Mark and Whitney after last week's episode. Was last week Hamilton?
You mean like Disney?
Like before Wicked Night?
I think last week
was
was
when
Disney.
they did Hamilton. Yeah. Yes. Sorry. I'm getting confused with the musicals. I saw a clip of them in an interview, and the interviewer was basically asking him about some of the controversy that he's seen, like that's been going on online about like favoritism or Whitney getting scored too high or whatever. And the interviewer was asking him about the music because I think they called it out in the scoring. They were like, wow, Derek said something like, Mark, you really put so much, into this, whatever. And Mark was saying how he has a background in music production. And basically when they give them their songs, the producers send them a mix. But if the pro isn't happy with it, they can redo it. They can make changes to it and everything. He's like, every pro can do it, but not everybody does it. So all that to say, I think that that's probably the same for the set.
Yeah. If we just want to go through quickly, like couple by couple.
Yeah.
Because starting with Scott and Riley, sad face, spoiler, they went home. Have you seen the theories where it's like he had to go home because Pentatonics goes on tour next week?
Yeah, I did see that. Do you think that's true?
I mean, Pentatonics is going on tour next week. You can't be on Dancing with the Stars and be on tour in another state.
I know. I mean, I kind of wonder if he either thought he wouldn't make it that far, or they have before, like, flown people. Like, they would fly the pro to him.
Interesting.
But if if
you're on tour changing every night, yeah.
Yeah, like, they'll fly the pros out, but also, like, what if he had, like, a show on Tuesday night,
I'm not saying that his dance was great. I mean, he's cute and everything, but, like, it was just kind of there. It was fine. But I don't think he was like necessarily needing to go home. So I do think it's just a little bit interesting timing wise. That's all I have to say about that.
No, that's very true. I think the dance was not great. The second half was better. There were too many lifts.
Yeah, there were a lot of lifts.
He does better when he's dancing on his own. Like, yeah. I feel like he was the best parts of his dance were when Riley was, like, next to him and not, like, they were dancing together. But I did write down 7s were fair for him, and we better continue to see the same energy.
Yeah, they were fair for him. Not for other people.
But, of course, we did not continue to see that same energy.
But then we have Alex and Val. Alex was, like, made to play Glinda. She's perfect. She was great. The throw in the air was, like, one of the coolest things I've ever seen. She stayed, like, stick still in her, like, image in the air, and that was so impressive that she did that. Carrie-Anne said it was her best dance, but it was also her easiest, which I thought was interesting. I did notice that they never left.
Such a hater.
They never left the top part of the stage. So, like, they stayed at the top part of the stage and never went down the stairs. And that was, like, an interesting choice, I feel.
Yeah, I noticed that too. She was such a little actress in this dance. Like, I was so impressed.
Like, the facial expressions were so good. She looked so cute in the choreo. And then Val playing Elphaba was so funny. Like, it was just a great dance.
Yeah.
Obviously, she didn't get 10s.
I thought she did really well.
I thought she did great. I thought she should have at least gotten all 9s. I don't know why there was an 8 snuck up in there, but
yeah.
Whatever. And then we have Robert and Whitney. Beautiful. Chef's kiss. He slid on a book. Perfect. He did the magic mic thing down to the ground. Perfect. Even Carrie-Anne liked it.
I thought he was just doing the worm.
No, that's like that like going into the worm, like just that move, like the almost like grinding on the ground, like that's like a magic mic move. And then he winked.
I was like, oh my god, he's doing the worm.
Right into a wink. Like he was just a perfect Figaro. Like
he did not miss a beat.
No, he didn't. And I didn't understand anyone's reasoning for not giving him at least 1 10. Oh well, what do I know?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Mark and Whitney. It was a great dance. Like, she was fantastic. The choreo was so great. Carrie-Anne going, I'm mad at you that you're so good. Whitney is fantastic. And, like, she did deserve the 10s. Was I disappointed that she was the first one to get 10s? Yes, because Alex and Robert went before her.
You're her biggest op. Yeah, she was flawless.
It was.
was super impressed by her, especially, you know what's funny though? So you know how she kind of scored a little bit lower the week before?
Yeah, because she messed it up.
Yeah, so did you notice in her package before she danced, they were showing all the moments where she messed up and where Mark was getting frustrated with her? Like, the producers were trying to make us think that she wasn't going to do well. They do that. It's like, everybody has those moments in rehearsal. Like, you're rehearsing for a week. Like, these dances are hard. You never learned them before. But I just thought it was funny that they showed us, like, multiple moments of him being like, you messed that up, or like, you gotta help me here. Like, you need to pull it together. But then she's flawless in the fucking dance. So it's just, I thought that was funny that they tried to, like, throw us off.
I think they more showed footage from, like, day 1 and 2 versus, like, 3, 4, and 5 of learning the dance.
Yeah. Did you notice that Connor was green?
I don't even want to talk about Connor.
I'm sorry, that was so funny. Yeah, I thought she was flawless. I really enjoy watching her, and I really hope that the fans, like, being pissed that she's, like, getting high scores doesn't, like, take her out of the competition.
That's fair. I thought it was interesting that Derek gave her a 9, because my working theory, there's no truth to this. I made all this up with my Mark favoritism. That is the point of a theory. Is that I'm curious if Derek only gave her a 9 so that he wouldn't be accused of favoritism with Mark.
Did he give anyone a 10?
No, he didn't give a single person a 10.
I think you could be right about it, but I also think that he didn't give anyone a 10 because he knows that it's still too early for that.
I mean, I agree that it's still too early. I was very surprised they were throwing out 10s, but that's just, like, something that, like, came across my mind because everyone else gave 10s.
They do this every season where they, out of nowhere, start scoring everybody. It's usually on dedication week, I feel, where they start giving everyone, like, super high scores, and then they can't backtrack because then the dancers and the pros are going to be confused. Like, well, why did we get a 10 on dedication week and now we're back to getting 7s, you know?
Yeah. Because nobody wants to score bad when they're dedicating something to, like, their mother or father.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, then we have
But speaking
Danny
of
and
someone who I do think deserved 7s.
God.
Was Dylan.
Like, the whole dance, he was just, like, there. Like, Danny is just so perfect, and then Dylan is just, like, next to her. And then everyone's scoring him good or, like, voting for him because Danny looks so good that Dylan almost can't look bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like his talent is so overblown. I wrote down that if Scott got 7s, Dylan deserved 7s.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it annoyed me when, I don't remember who, I think it was maybe Bruno said that the rumba is, like, the hardest dance for a male to do. I don't care. Whitney and Jordan and Alex have been doing hard dances every single fucking week. Why are we not pointing that out? Like, I don't understand why suddenly when it's Dylan, because he had to do the rumba, like, that it's suddenly, this is, like, a novel. Like, I don't get it.
I don't know, man. And, like, arguably, the dance, like, gave me the same vibe as Andy and Emma's. Andy also did nothing.
Right. I will say, Andy did do more content than usual this time. I'm gonna give him that.
But, like, in the sense that, like, they were giving the same level
of effort, yeah. And talent. No, I agree.
And he got 7s and 6s. And I'm like, is this, like, a face thing? Because, like, Dylan is younger and hotter? Like, what's happening?
No, literally, I feel like that's been my bone to pick this entire time, is, like, Dylan Efron is making it this far because people like Dylan Efron, not because Dylan Efron is good at dancing.
Well, it's the same thing with Andy, because they like him.
Yeah. But this is my other issue with it, though, between the two of them. What did Derek score Dylan?
Derek gave Dylan an 8, and he gave Andy a 6.
Okay, so Derek, it's so obvious, refuses to give Andy anything above a 6. But then he's giving Dylan an 8. Why is the standard
not the same for everybody else?
Like, Derek is clearly annoyed that Andy is still there because he knows that there are people who are, like, better than Andy.
Yeah.
But, like, how are you gonna sit here and tell me, like, that's why I just feel like, I think you're exactly right. It's, like, because Dylan Efron is a pretty face and Andy's kind of, like, a bit older, and he's just a comedian, you know? Like, he's funny, that's, like, his thing. Derek, like, doesn't have a problem with giving him a 6 because he knows that everyone knows that Andy isn't the best one there. But also, neither is Dylan. So why are you scoring Dylan the same as...
It doesn't make... It don't make no sense.
Like,
it don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense.
Don't make no sense. But then we have
I don't want to see Dylan Efron on my screen anymore.
But then we have, like, my favorite dance of the night. Elaine and Andy. Oh,
Elaine and Alan.
Sob. I wanted to cry. Also, is the foot thing new? Like, did we know about the foot thing? Is this the first time we brought it up? That she has, like, a broken foot?
Yeah, I think it is.
It's not broken. I think she has like metal plates in it. But it's the first time she's like brought it up that it's like an issue. The starting in the air was a sleigh, like starting like on Andy's back, like in the like that was perfect. Oh my god, Alan, Jesus Christ! Because we were talking about Andy.
I just don't want anyone to get confused.
No, I'm sorry. She started on Alan's back, and it was perfect. I love the dance. I thought the choreo was great. While I respect that they did the Elphaba lift, I thought that was really cool. But it took out a whole half of her dance that she could have kept dancing and probably got like 10s if she had kept dancing.
I feel the exact same way. I thought the gimmick was weird. I'm sure that production like made her do that, but I really thought it was frustrating because I wanted to see her keep dancing.
Yeah, it was like unfair because then she had a shorter dance than everybody throughout the whole night. And like she scored great, obviously. She got all 9s, which very deserving, but I feel like she could have gotten 10s if she had finished out the dance, and I feel like that was unfair that they didn't let her.
I'm glad that they addressed her low scores at the beginning of the episode.
That was totally unfair. I still I don't understand the lowest scoring from last week.
Me neither. I also like she is just so impressive. Like I saw a clip on TikTok of 2 former pros who were married. One of them is actually Val's brother. His name is Max.
I saw the same TikTok, yeah.
They were talking about how impressive Elaine is, like that she wasn't just like flopped over Alan's shoulder. She's like actually like holding that lift, like when her legs were like this.
It was great.
That was crazy. She just looks so youthful out there, and I'm just like so impressed with her. Honestly, if anybody deserves to win this show, it's Elaine.
It's 100% Elaine and Robert. I have to say him.
Yeah. Like Elaine to me is like the epitome of what Dancing with the Stars is supposed to be. Like a person who's been in show business and like this is something a little bit different for them, and like they're having adversity and all that stuff. I just love her, and I really hope she sticks around. I hope she makes it to the finals.
Yeah, me too. And then we have Jen and Jan. Finally they got 8s. Beautiful. I thought her dance was great. She looked really effortless. I thought all of her lines were really clean. I think she really tried really hard, and I think she's finally just like really like getting it and getting a lot better.
I thought she did well too. I really liked her dance, but I kind of feel like the judges kicked her while she was down.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I don't really think that the comments were very nice. Like the scores were fine. Did she get 7s at all?
No, she got all 8s.
Okay. The scores were fine, but I just kept feeling like once again, I'm going to bring it back to him. It's annoying, but I'm going to. We're hearing them say things to her, like almost every single one of them said something along the lines of, "You're getting there. Keep going. Like I'm seeing it start to go. It's not there yet, but I'm getting there."
And then Dylan's doing fantastic.
They're over here telling Dylan, "That was amazing. Oh my god, that was just beautiful dance. Great job, man. Oh my god." Not giving him any notes for improvement. At this point, it is actually cruel for them to have Jen and Whitney on the same season and then them giving Jen comments like that. I actually think it's starting to get mean, and I don't necessarily love Jen as a person. She gets on my nerves, like her character on Mormon Wives gets on my nerves, but she is doing better than some of the other people on this show. And it's annoying me that they're being mean to her about it.
Yeah, it's annoying me too. And then we have Danielle and Pasha, who, okay, so I liked like what was supposed to be the vibe of their dance, but she was so stiff the whole time because I think she was just nervous about like staying in line. And then she was so like, again, I think it was nerves. Her face was just like kind of giving nothing. And she's had such good facial expressions in all of her other dances, but they were like happy, like energetic dances. And this one was just like a very much different vibe that she hasn't done yet. So she just wasn't like as good at it. But here's the thing though. She got all 9s. And I'm like, how did she score better than Alex and Val? And how did she score the same as Robert and Whitney? That's where I'm like not understanding.
So I think it's the dance that she's doing, like what you're saying. Because so I wrote down like I think Danielle did really well with the choreography, but I really don't like the Argentine tango. Like anytime I've ever seen anyone do an Argentine tango on this show, I just don't like it. But they did it from what I understand about it.
They did it well.
I think the answer to your question is that they did it well. Okay. Like the judges know what it's supposed to look like, and that's what it's supposed to. She's not supposed to have a facial expression.
Should be doing the same vibe of dance every week. Everyone should be doing the same type of dance every week. Sorry, is what I meant to say. Because then it's just you're scoring unfairly.
I totally agree.
It's already biased.
They should all have a tango one week, all have a cha-cha another week. Yeah, I totally agree with you. But yeah, I see what you're saying because it's just not as an entertaining of a dance.
Yeah.
But it is I do think that, I mean, who am I to say? Like, I've never danced in my life, but
No.
I do think from what I have heard about it, like, that's what it's supposed to, what you're saying that you didn't understand why they scored her so high on is what they're scoring her high on, because that's like what it's supposed to look like.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And then our last dance of the night was Jordan and Ezra. First of all, I hated Ezra's outfit. What was that? I know he's supposed to be Glinda, but like you guys could have done so much better. I feel like you just like forgot that he had to get dressed and you just threw him in that. Ezra, I'm sorry they did you dirty like that. But
if you're listening.
But Jordan looked fantastic. She was so poised. I wrote, what a sexy dance for, like, friends. Because they're supposed to be Elphaba and Glinda, so that just, like, made me laugh. And then she got the other 10s. I mean, I think she was fantastic. I think she was great, and she's super deserving. Ezra, like, falling to the floor was so funny. Because they have not been scoring well.
Amazing.
Yeah, they have not been scoring great. And then they, like, do an immediate, like, switch up to, like, 10s. Like, they haven't been, I haven't, like, had them on my, like, high-scoring radar. But maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think more recently she's kind of like gotten a lot better. I just think it's like, okay, let's look at the 2 rumbas of the night that we had. You know who I'm referring to. We had Dylan and we had Jordan both do rumbas.
Yeah.
Like, she put him to shame. She was amazing. She looks like a dancer out there. It doesn't look like pro and celebrity. It looks like 2 dancers.
But she did score a lot better than him. By like 2 points.
Yeah, she did.
So, there you go.
You make a good point. But yeah, I was like so annoyed about it. I fully thought that it was going to be a double elimination.
Me too.
Until them announcing one person.
I was shocked. Bye-bye Scott and Riley. Should have been Andy and Emma, but what do I know? And next week
Andy know. Did you see his reaction?
He was so upset. He was like, guys.
Like,
well, you know, it's like Andy's birthday on next week. So I don't know if he's going to freaking go home either.
Who do you think will go home?
If it's not Andy, maybe Danielle or Jen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
That makes me upset though.
I know. Did you see Ariana Madix was in the crowd?
Yeah, she went on the podcast this week with Joey.
She did. I watched a little bit of it. The last thing that I want to say about Dancing with the Stars is I am so excited for Cheryl Burke to guest judge next week. Do you know anything about her?
No, but I didn't realize there was another guest judge. Is that like a thing for every single week now?
Not necessarily, but Cheryl Burke is a former pro.
Okay.
So she'll be a good judge. The reason I'm so excited about her coming on the show is because she's a bit of a controversial character.
Okay.
When it comes to Dancing with the Stars, she had a podcast that I do think that she still has the podcast, but last season of Dancing with the Stars, every week she would do like, seriously, when I say deep dive, like a deep dive, like Mariana's Trench dive into Dancing with the Stars every week. Like she would nitpick the shit out of every single dance.
Interesting.
She's been doing ballroom for so long. She was on like 18 seasons of the show as a pro.
Did she win like at all?
Yeah, she's won Mirror Balls. And she's just super talented. But I think she's going to be an amazing judge. But the reason, like, she's made some controversial statements just about like the judging and just like some of her experiences on the show. Like she's
definitely recognize her. I just looked her up.
Yeah, she's written a book and she's had some beef with Max and Val.
Oh shit.
Like they called her podcast super negative and just, you know, just maybe have said some not so nice things about her. So I'm so excited because I've been checking back for her podcast to see if she's doing deep dives this season, but she hasn't been. So I wonder if this is why, because she knew she was going to judge.
Yeah, maybe they made a little deal with her like, hey, you can't do this.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, I'm just thrilled for them to have a female judge who actually knows what the fuck she's talking about because Carrie Ann is so clueless.
True.
Like, it's insane. It's getting good, though. I mean, we're getting down to the wire where it's going to be, like, a bunch of good people. Here. Yeah.
Cutthroat.
It is. It really is. At this point, I still think that Robert's going to win.
Me too. He has to for me.
Yeah.
Robert, answer my DM. It's still sitting there, waiting.
You heard it here first, Robert.
You heard it here. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on Love is Blind, because frankly, it doesn't deserve my time.
Yeah, this episode was boring.
It was so boring, and so, like, predictable. It was interesting, though, this was the first episode where it showed, like, the women ending the relationships, and not the men. But until now, it's been the men ending their relationships.
That's true. Allie and Anton, I have to say, I'm a little surprised that she didn't say yes. For a second there, I thought she might.
I thought she might, too. Just because she was, like, so buddy-buddy with his mom. and seemed so excited getting ready and seemed so like defending of him that I was surprised that she ended up saying no.
Yeah. But then they also, I feel like, were saying like absolutely foul things about each other at the beginning of the episode. Like she was like, he drinks too much and he doesn't make enough money, and he's like, she doesn't cook, she doesn't clean. Like,
that was so funny. I was like, Anton,
he's
hello?
like, does she clean? No. Does she cook? No. Is she good with money? No.
Yeah. And Anton's
like,
reaction to her saying, Anton's reaction, like, he didn't cry at all. Like, he wasn't even upset that Allie had left. He was immediately like, it's all good. And his family was like, what a cold-hearted fucking bitch. Like,
that was crazy.
That was wild. They immediately turned on her when they were ready to accept her into your family. They never liked you to begin with. What's happening there? That was like such a red flag, and she dodged a bullet.
I think that was his sister saying that too.
And the mom like immediately agreed. I was like, yeah. So what was the hug? What was the tears for earlier, homegirl?
That was her coming into the bridal suite trying to get the inside scoop.
Yeah, for real. She wanted to know. She wanted to know what was happening.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see how they interact with each other at the reunion, because I don't really think Allie seems like a spiteful person. Like, no. I don't think usually they're angry at each other by the time they get to the reunion once they've watched it back. Yeah, I think they're just better without each other. I don't think there's really any question there. Agreed. I mean, I am so glad that KB got herself away from Edmund. So thank God, because what a little crybaby. I thought the teacher part was so sweet, and she was like so caring and there for him. Like, that made me, it was just like a very sweet moment. It just shows like how important teachers are, but besides the point. I totally agree. KB ended up saying no, and he was like so upset, immediately throwing a little crybaby fit. But like, he's like screaming into the air, like clutching his chest like he's about to like die of a broken heart. He literally exclaimed like he just got shot or something. What we were just missing that was such a red flag to her that she had to say no. Well, it's funny that you say that, because I almost felt like he was trying to force himself to cry. Yeah. Like, he was making all these weird, like, guttural sounds, but, like, I didn't actually ever see a tear. Yeah. And then, I don't know if you caught this, but at the end of their little scene together, when he's, like, on the golf course, and his teacher, like, walks up and says to them, and he literally, I don't remember if he says it to the teacher or to the cameras, he says to her, quote, "This was my best chance." So, yeah, I did catch that. You just told me everything I needed to know. You were not in this because you wanted to find genuine love. You were not in this because you actually really genuinely think KB is your person. You're in this because your taxi cab light came on and you said, time to go. Time to pick someone up and be on my way. And you're now taking KB's life and her future into your hands because you're selfish and you wanted a partner. And that really bothered me. He doesn't realize anything that he did wrong in the relationship. Like, he doesn't recognize that anything could have been his fault. It's so true. I mean, and I totally agree with you. It broke my heart that his mom bailed on the wedding. Like, what a piece of shit. What the hell? We said we got terrible vibes from her, and we were right about that. So I feel vindicated. But also, yeah, I mean, his teacher, like, that was so sweet. Like, it made me so sad that, like, that is who he called, you know? Like, obviously happy that he has a good relationship with her, but it's sad that, like, that's who he had to reach out to. Yeah, they, like, or you can't even rely on your mom to come to your own wedding. Yeah. But, and it's like, I feel for Edmund so much because obviously, like, we know about his past, like, we know about him growing up in foster care, and so I understand that he obviously is looking for a partner. Like, I don't necessarily think him saying this was my best chance was, like, done maliciously, but, like, that is what happens when you think that way. Then you are maliciously, like, impacting someone's life when you don't even necessarily know that she's your person. You just want a person. Yeah. And that really bothered me. It did. Me too. I'll be interested to see if she talks more about the stuff that she was saying behind the scene, like that was happening off camera. I'll be interested to see if they bring that up. I would love to see that. I hope she talks about it at the reunion, and I just know my girl will have like facts and quotes, so I'm just like really ready for it. Did you see the preview of it where she's pulling something out of her dress, like a note I did not see that. That's too good though. Somebody did that last season too. She like literally pulled like text message receipts out of her armpit, and I think KB's gonna do the same thing. I'm excited for that. Yeah. And then we didn't even get a wedding scene with our last couple, Megan and Jordan. I know. Everyone's saying, like, she just can't change her life for him. But I'm also like,
but he can't change his life for her either. Like, neither of them is willing to budge or even like see a different way to live than what they're the ways they are currently living. And I understand Jordan, for him it's a little bit harder because he is a parent and children need stability, all that jazz, blah blah blah. But I'm just like, you can go on a vacation with a kid and you can go play tennis, but also at the same time,
go on a Saturday instead of a Tuesday.
Like, he was so cold in that last scene, and I do feel like he was just kind of like protecting himself in that moment.
I think he was over it. I think they had a conversation before.
Yeah.
I also think that she really had to push for production to let her not do that wedding. I think they were like, probably like, we're getting a wedding out of you too.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm not doing it. Like, he has a kid. This runs deeper than other people.
Yeah, like that would have been really messed up because the kid would have been at the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have not been okay.
Yeah.
And he goes, I wish I didn't introduce her to my son. Ugh, that was sad.
Get it, but his son is little. He's not going to remember that. He probably introduced her as just like a friend, you know?
I would hope so if they were like thinking ahead, yeah.
I just think that Jordan is annoyed. Like, I think he feels like Megan wasted his time. But then again, I also think that he would have said no at the altar. So I think it's like valid for him to be frustrated. Like, I get you're being dragged through this. You have a kid, you're busy and whatever. But to your point, he wasn't willing to budge on certain things in his lifestyle because I think he had ego issues with the fact that she was like more successful than him. And also, like, I do kind of think that he let it go on as long as it did because he knew that she would break up with him first.
I hate people that do that. They like just make things worse to the point where like the other person has to break up with. That's just so shitty. Just break up with them. Like, be a man or a woman. Like, just do it.
I know. I totally agree. That being said, I do like Jordan, and I think he seems like a good guy, so I hope nothing comes out about him at the reunion, because that always happens to me. I'm always like, oh, he seems like really nice, and then something absolutely egregious comes out between
I liked
the airing
Jordan
of
too.
the show.
Yeah, I liked him too. And then at the very end, Megan goes, she's like, I'm questioning if I'm even cut out to be a mom. And that was really sad. But then we have our new news. Bitch has a baby.
Allegedly.
Alleged.
I know. I mean, it has been a long time since they filmed this. Like, it's definitely
I know.
possible.
It's been over a year, so it's like definitely possible, but like that would have had to been like a pretty quick turnaround. And then again, it could have been something that like wasn't planned. But she's apparently a mom now. So girl, you are cut out to be a mom. But I guess just not Jordan's kid's mom.
Yeah, I think it was like good for her to question it. I just think I think like my mom always says this whenever I'm like, I don't want kids. She's like, I'm like, I don't like them. They annoy me. I don't like being around them. And she's like, it's different when it's your own kid. I kind of feel like that's what it is for Megan. Like, Megan is, this is going to sound awful, and I don't mean it in the way that it's going to come out, but like, Megan was not willing to change her lifestyle for her stepchild. But I think Megan would be able, I think Megan would be willing to change her lifestyle for her own child.
Yeah. And some people can do that. A lot of people do. People are great step parents, but Megan just wasn't cut out for that. And that's like, everyone has their own journey. She recognized that. She didn't. Obviously, she recognized that before they got to a wedding point, and she broke it off. Like, there wasn't really any other way for her to do that. But I know she's getting hate for it, I'm sure.
I know. I feel bad because, I mean, other than that, like, things went really well with them. Their families liked each other. They liked each other's families. Like, I don't know. I was really rooting for them. But I hope they're on good terms.
I hope so too. I hope they're friends, but I'm sure they're not, which is always sad.
Some other Love is Blind news that I saw this week. Joe, our least favorite person on this entire season, has a girlfriend. New, I don't really know because I don't know when they started dating in relation to the show ending, but she has been like doing interviews, which I think is so tacky.
That's so weird.
Like, nobody knows who you are and no one cares.
No one cares.
No one likes your boyfriend either.
That's just like, you're just like chasing fame. Yeah. Like, he should be questioning why he's with her.
That part. I totally agree. Also, I listened to an episode where Madison and Kate were both interviewed. Madison said that she was actually, the interviewers asked her which of the men was she closest with. And she said that she was close with Anton, and that he is like a guy's girl, and that his edit really confused her watching back.
Interesting. I can't really get behind that.
Interesting.
But also, we just saw the edit that she's talking about, so I see why I don't understand. But interesting. That's weird.
Yeah. And Kate basically just talked about Nick and was saying how she just felt like he had looked up on ChatGPT like how to get a girlfriend before he came on the show, and like that's what he was acting like.
LOL.
And she also said that she and Brendan had a thing. So she and Annie had like the same matches.
But they never showed that. Interesting.
I know, they never showed it. They often do that. It's annoying. But she said that she had the same experience with Brendan that Annie said that she did, where he just was kind of like very like non-committal, just like wouldn't go super deep with the conversation.
Okay.
So maybe there's something to that.
So
He's
maybe
also
Annie's not insane, but she is.
maybe Annie's not insane. He's also best friends with Joe. Brendan is.
Oh, that's sketch as hell. Never mind.
Right. Right. So, yeah, that is our reality digest for this week. On Thursday, our Fame Files episode will be about the recording of the song We Are the World.
Sick.
Back in the 1980s, and this is a little bit of a different one, but I thought it was kind of cute and fun. It's like wholesome.
Your homework is to listen to the song prior, because I sure didn't. And turns out I actually did know the song. I just didn't think that I did.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think probably more people know it than they
Yeah.
actually think they do. But thanks for listening, everyone, and we're excited to wrap up Love is Blind this week.
Thank God. Love is Blind. Hello, Kardashians.
And Selling Sunset, which I'm absolutely
Oh my
thrilled
God,
for.
is that this week?
Yes, Wednesday. It comes out Wednesday.
Sick.
So next Tuesday's Reality Digest, we will talk about Selling Sunset. I'm not sure how they will roll out the episodes. Like, I don't know if it'll be like
if it'll be one at a time, or yeah, I don't know.
Or
I
if
can't
they'll
remember
just
what
drop
they
it all
did.
at once.
I think last time it was like a half and half situation.
I think they dropped it all at once.
Oh, did they?
Because I remember I watched it in like one day and I was like, well,
LOL. I
this
don't know if I'll have
sucks.
time for that.
No. I think if they do drop it all at once, then we should do like one episode per week until we get through it all. So it's kind of
Works
like the
with
rest,
me.
you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking for that, but I'm super excited to roll in Selling Sunset because that's one of my favorite
too.
shows
I
ever.
love that show.
Yeah, get Chriselle Stiles back on my screen.
I love Chriselle.
Stat. But thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on Thursday for Fame Files.
See you. Make sure to follow us on social media at pop.cult.podcast. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok.
And we also post our episodes on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcast.
Sick. What? We're we're just everywhere.
We're so diverse when it comes to the platforms. I love that for us. Alrighty. Call it a day.
Call it a day. Go forth and gossip, bitches. Bye. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week for more pop culture chaos.
The stories we cover are based on research and publicly available sources. While we strive for accuracy, some details may be disputed or unverified, and this episode is for entertainment and informational purposes only.